morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, Steve.
It took an extra long time there. I'm sitting there waiting for it to say, you're live. And it took an extra long time. Hey, Tuxedo. Hey, Hitman. What's up?
I had a funny experience a couple months back, dude, where I hit go live and it did the whole like processing thing. And I was like, cool. Usually when it does that, it goes live in like seconds. So I start talking for probably like 7 minutes. And then I see like in chat saying like, oh, if the teacher is not here, like can the class misbehave? And I was like, wait, what are they talking about? And I realized it never transitioned from processing to live. So it was really weird trying to step back and redo what I just said for 7 minutes straight without like missing pieces. So yeah, I've been a little more careful about monitoring that it actually says go live after that.
I always look for that.
That you're live.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Zadi, I want to say thanks, Derek, for the gifted memberships. Say hi, Killer Prince is in the air right now. So, Brico, is that Shammy? Howdy, Greenbeard, Rod, our folks. We got Timor and Icon, Steve and Joey, hey, Projects in Dad's Garage, our folks. Lord Getface, Lars, Stephen B, Tuxedo Cliff, Wyoben, Tohos, thanks for being a member. 1 month left to 3 years. Wow. 3 years of memberships here. Yeah, and we have pretty much started our membership channels at the same time, right?
I'm pretty sure I'm in the
right
same.
there
I think
same.
Yeah, I think Delmar was saying like 1 more month too. So it's, I mean, we're like week or weeks max apart from each other, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Another CG, happy birthday. You're only a year behind me. Let's everyone say happy birthday to another CG. Welcome.
Happy
hey,
birthday. Bill,
Finish
sorry
filling
for the
grandkids
delay.
with sugar.
I goofed on Bill's Polymaker. He won the Polymaker giveaway on Sunday or Wednesday stream, and it was like Thursday night, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, I never sent the email to Bill. You should have it, Bill, but yeah, I apologize. I definitely dropped the ball on this one.
Speaking of, we have a Polymaker filament giveaway that I have not set up yet. Holy moly. Hold on a second. I forgot. The email part is all set up. The email part is all staged. I just forgot to set up the form. This only takes a moment. Oh.
I did indeed get my, you asked right before the stream, my push fitting is in.
Oh, okay. I'll just do it.
And it fit snug. He modeled this really nicely because I've had quite a few experiences where I've cracked parts recently. Oh no, okay. Bill says he went to get his free roll and ordered 10 rolls.
How did that happen?
Hey, Dr. Dave.
Did you use the Modbot Army affiliate link? Is my question.
He used Steve's. Use the Steve.
Want it on your stream. You should use yours. Okay, let me publish this. Let's get on track because we have 3 hours today.
Yeah, Aaron's got work today.
And a filament dryer you got. I like the filament drivers.
Good night.
I like the I do like the Polymaker filament dryer. Okay, sorry, I need to pay attention here. Okay, almost done. This is I had extra time too. I should have gotten this done before.
I thought you had it done. I thought you said you had it done.
I had the email part done.
Gotcha. I didn't. Yeah, I guess I didn't get the full story.
And in my mind, that's the most important part. Well, not because you got to enter first, right?
Yeah.
First step. Okay. So there, links in the description and about to be the pinned post for Polymaker. So thanks Polymaker for letting us give away a roll of filament every stream. And then real quick, thanks PCBWay for providing the machine parts for this build. Thanks to Phaetus for providing the Rapido, LDO for providing orbiters and beds and motors, and Mellow for providing some of the electronics. So awesome. Nogarat, hello. Hey, PF Dennis. Hey, Delvin. Who else? Raj and Maganati and Nick the Creator. Hey Bob, welcome. Okay, so let's get right into this. So I found something. I usually after, or at least during this build series, after the stream, I've been kind of giving a quick eye to what's coming up next. And when I was doing that on Sunday, because the next thing, the last thing in the actual build is to install this covering for the extrusions and the armor. And I went in and I zoomed in here and I didn't notice this before, but the armor piece here occupies the same space as the spool holder here. It's okay. It is what it is. It's just a little missed thing. So I went through and let's go back here. This is the old armor piece and this is the old spool holder piece, and there aren't any holes either to go through there. So I took this and modeled up a new armor piece and then modeled a new spool holder piece that kind of hugs that, so the bolt lengths all stay the same. So, hey,
So I reprinted them pretty much every week before the stream. Steve sent me a message like, "Hey, I revised this." I'm like, "I said on it. I'll have it done by the stream."
So I did a similar thing, redid the spool holder while I was at it. So let's get these installed. So
yeah, it's a ton of T-nuts or roll-ins.
It is.
All the roll-ins.
So we got a combination of M5s and M3s. Get these out, and more of these, and M5.
Oh,
I think we will do M3s on the bottom. Oops.
Just kind of placing them right now, and then I'll worry about alignment once they're all in. Uh-oh. Man, some of these nuts pop right in, and the other ones are like, I'm not going in.
They are so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Nope,
as long as the threads.
That one's not going in, so we just skip it.
Yeah, as long as
hey,
the
Luke.
threads are
welcome.
good.
And then some M5s. These go facing each other just fine.
How's your end of your week, Steve?
I have continued my work cleaning and organizing.
That's right. You were talking about that last week. Said you were like really feeling good about the sort of updates you'd done or compacting you'd done.
Yes. Lots of organizing materials and these are all little components, like lots of bins of miscellaneous junk, right? So
there's a lot of things in my life that could get categorized as
miscellaneous junk.
Yeah, that's kind of my default as far as the things I own.
That's better. And so one of the things I'm always run into problems with is filament storage. I was collecting lots of spools that were sitting around without a spot to put them, and quite a while ago, I use, if anybody's familiar with the closet-made organization systems, they have these steel rails that usually have 1 or 2 rows of slots along them, and it's a modular system where you can put in different shelving pieces and other accessories. Come on. Oh, you're on the way too. One doesn't fit, we just move on to the next T-nut. There we go. So I had modeled all the T-nuts, holy moly. I had modeled a bracket for rep rack stuff. Okay, so that's the front piece.
You haven't tightened it, right? Oh, you just did the
I haven't even put it on yet. I just put the T-nuts in. So I'm going to go ahead and put the T-nuts in for everything. So
okay. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to start securing. I think the front has to be the worst just because it's got so much going on. It's a long piece, and there's the filament guide and the spool holder.
So I went looking for pre-made brackets for RepRack. I saw some on printables. They all use a fully printed solution, and some of them had more thought into print orientation and stuff like that to try to make it as strong as possible. I didn't like any of them. So surprise, surprise, right?
Surprise, yeah, I couldn't have guessed
You
that.
wouldn't have guessed that. So I modeled up my own bracket. So this is a standard quarter-inch rep bracket goes in here, and I decided to use M3 screws as the retaining mechanism, figuring it's going to do two things. It's going to help hold the layers of the plastic together, and it's going to be a metal on metal.
On metal.
Well, metal on metal. No. So this slides on, and then there's an opposing screw here that's located just right to lock it on, so it doesn't come off once that's in. And then there's a side screw here to keep the bracket itself on. So, and I got that all set up. I got 2 of these set up yesterday, and it's working great. And I've got room for an extra 50 spools of filament now.
That's kick butt. I might end up doing something like that in the garage. Up here, I'm pretty much at max capacity. I don't want to put more on the walls because I actually want to put like either some just cool things to look at, or even like I want to mount a little display thing for some of the cards that I collect on like above my desk. But the garage has a bunch of empty space where I'm like, I could probably throw some racks up here. But I'm also like, more wall space and more racks also means I can justify bringing in more filament, which I kind of want to do the opposite of. Like, I want to use up some of what I got, but we'll see, man. It's, kind of a ongoing thing.
Yeah. Hey, Squirrelbrain. It is actually a drop in the bucket of my filament collection. It's a little ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
Steve's
think I'm
taking the Pokemon motto of gotta catch them all.
I think I'm somewhere around 350 spools, which isn't, I mean, there's people with a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to, it's hard when you're dealing with a medium that's basically, for the most part, you have to have a whole spool to have a whole different color or material.
Yep. I get it, man. Even with my, my assortment, there's plenty of times where I'm like, oh, I don't have, especially if there's a time I actually want to do multicolor. I'm like, I don't have the right tone of this, or I don't have that color.
Right.
Like, it's always like, Aaron just kind of, rolls her eyes at me. I'm like, I'm telling you, I need this color. I don't have it.
Well, and you have that color, but it's in PET G.
Yeah.
And you really need it in ABS.
Yep. Do we need to put, it looks like we need to install heat inserts into, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
inside of the like
heat
triangular,
sets. Yep.
like the doorstop piece. Call it the doorstop because it looks a lot like a doorstop.
Okay, so now we can start putting, I'm probably going a little different order than you, but.
You are, that's pretty standard. we usually come together in the end.
If you have a lot of parts that color to print, you need a full roll for each printer. Yeah, that's true. If you've got a big project and you want to do it quickly, you need to run the same color on multiple printers.
Yep. The phrase "the struggle is real" is quite accurate here.
Happy stream day.
Hey, hon. Pretty excited. In gardening news, I ordered bare root plants some months ago, and they showed up 48 hours ago. I've never used bare root plants, so it's been interesting. But 20 strawberries and three raspberry bushes.
What is that? What did you say? Bare root plants?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, man. They basically, the plants that go dormant, they can do something with them where they basically pull them in their dormancy, and it allows them to be shipped in like no soil and the most compact, lightweight setup ever. So like a strawberry plant is usually like, I don't know, $4 to $6, but bare root strawberry plants are like 99 cents a piece, because it's basically just a bag that comes with 20 roots with a little bit of stem, and you soak them in cool water for 4 to 6 hours to basically reactivate them or bring them out of dormancy, and then you can plant them and they'll just take really well. So like my raspberry plants are literally 3 stems that are like 1.5 feet long with a little bit of root on the bottom. So it's cool, man. Like it's I had never heard of it until I went down the rabbit hole, you know, of gardening YouTube last year, and was like, okay, I need these in my life. So yeah, I planted all the strawberries yesterday, and then 2 of the raspberries are going in the ground because I'm just like, I want all the raspberries. Then another one is gonna go on a trellis, but I'm pretty freaking excited.
Ooh,
okay.
I hope these have enough. I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to reverse these ones at the top.
I've done bare root for years. Yeah, I didn't know about them, but they seem to be quite common. They even do it for trees. I didn't do trees this year with them, but it's a much more economical way of getting trees delivered from anywhere. You know, they can ship the trees much easier than, you know, a big tree with soil and stuff like that. It's just a lot. It's both more cost effective and less stressful on the plant because it's not being, you know, it's asleep. It's in dormancy. Make sure your raspberries are contained or they'll spread. I know. I actually want a couple of them to spread, Bob. One of them will be in a potted setup. The other 2 are going in the soil, and I am aware that they're going to take over, but it's on the side of the house where there's really nothing there. It's a very what's the word? It's got it's a slope, a very sloped side of the backyard where there's like nothing we can do with it except throw some mulch or something like that over it. So I'm fine with them just kind of going buck wild in that side of the backyard. And I know I'll have to maintain, and then canes will shoot up everywhere, but I'm here for it. We have weeds everywhere, and I'd rather that my weeds be raspberries than actual weeds. Yeah, I've heard they're pretty prolific.
Hey there, Ranch Kid. Daniel's not going to Rocky Mountain.
Yeah. No traveling this year other than LBX in July. Just baby number 2's on the way, and there's just too much going on here. So I'll be at the home base. Steve, I'm going to live through Steve. So if you see Steve, say hi to Daniel from Steve, and he'll relay the message back to me.
Needs to be a way to merge stream chats. What merging stream chats? That would get really confusing if you were trying to merge unrelated stream chats. Okay, so now kind of center this.
Oh, cool, Madeline. Oh yeah, you're gonna sweet. Yeah, I will see you at LBX. I will be in Manhattan in July. My first time ever in New York.
Ooh.
It's gonna be hot, I've heard, like really freaking hot. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Luckily, I'm in the events inside, so.
You also Daniel's uncle. I am not.
He's my brother from another mother, man.
Exactly.
All right.
There may be a lot of gray here, but we're actually the same age.
Oh, all right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Okay, what do we have here? Do we have anything to put in here? No, this can just bolt on, right?
Yes. Yeah, I can just, that's what I'm working on right now. It is M525 sockets.
Did we print our own parts? Of course.
Yes.
The
Yes,
only
we did.
build I have not printed my own parts for of these big printer builds was actually the VZ-Bot, and I ended up reprinting most of those parts anyway.
I have used quite a few existing parts. Like the main reason why my thought is that some people don't have the ability to print ABS, and things like this cyborg kits came with ABS parts. So I was like, let's see if they're any good. So I have done a couple builds.
Yep, it's a good idea.
I do, because I have so much filament, I do like to actually get to use my filament. So it is a little bit of a bummer where I'm like, great, I don't even get to use my filament.
Hey guys, it's not needed. I'm putting the little ECAS fitting, or the little PTFE fitting on here.
Did that a moment ago.
Not ECAS. It's just
the thingamabob.
Oh, that works.
All right, these are M310 socket heads, are the ones that go from the PTFE printed part into the spool holder.
Now I did notice, I paid attention to spool size and clearances, and I did adjust some of the stuff on here to where I think a spool should sit right here without colliding with the bottom or the top. It should. There's some adjustment here at the mount point for making sure.
You did that? Oh, you mean the slot because it's slotted? Or
yeah. Oh boy, I put those in almost exactly where they need to go.
Dude, magic.
Side piece. Wow. Watching Lightburn tutorials the other day. That kind of sounds just like Modbot.
I don't do all the videos. There's me and a couple others, but I would say I probably do 75% of the tutorial videos.
Hey, Jose.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I learn a lot every time I make a video, because I have to dive pretty deep into whatever the tool is. Even if I've been using it for a long time, I don't know all the ins and outs of it.
It is armored.
Really?
Now we need, huh?
You're fast, dude.
Well, the armor pieces are on. I still have to finish the spool holder. You've been working on the spool holder, right?
Yeah, that's fair, but it's not that long. You're gonna run a lap around me in a second here.
Put the 2 heat sets into this piece.
Oh.
Last 2 heat sets
hey,
of the build. Hey, Rick.
Why are these not going in?
I've been working on Cascade stuff, trying to get a build going. I had, these are 1/8" steel plates that I had a friend powder coat, and they turned out absolutely
They're
gorgeous.
really pretty.
Yeah.
I thought they were like ECM panels just because of the texture, but then
once
you hit it with your hand, I'm like, ooh, that's metal.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic. My glasses. Where did I put my glasses?
I thought you said you had contacts.
I do, but I use readers for extra
gotcha.
close.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're there. Yeah, the powder coating turned out so good. That's just I mean, it's not just a home shop, but it's a small batch. Someone has they do a flea market business making, they have a plasma cutter and they make little things to sell at the flea market, and they do a great job with it.
Is there a lot of flea markets in your area, Steve?
Not a lot, but there's
a few.
The main ones. Yeah.
There's quite a few out here. I mean, they're mostly, it's funny because they call them farmers markets here, but there's not a lot of produce. It's mostly like craft. I don't know why it feels odd to me that they refer to them as farmers markets, and you'd expect like to go fill up baskets. And they have some from like local, small farms, but it's a lot of like 3D printed stuff, laser cut stuff, paintings, and and stuff like that. Uh-oh.
Okay. That goes on.
Oh
there.
no.
What's that?
One of the 4 screws, I hope it's not a bad roll-in. One of the 4 screws isn't going in, so I'm gonna back the spool holder out and see if I can just feed a screw into that nut.
These M3x10s to hold the top here, but we also need some PTFE to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have?
I went with blue to match my aesthetic.
I am going with. I bought this stuff off AliExpress that they sell for bamboo replacements because it's 2.5 millimeter ID, and it's this cool smoke color. So I'm going to use that on this build since I've kind of gone with this darker theme. I'm just going to use it.
It's a funky nut.
It's a funky nut.
Yeah, I was able to work 1 screw in, so I'm hoping I can just. I mean, it just needs to go in one seed. Let's see if I can.
What is for an armor plate or?
Yeah, for the spool holder. I got it. It worked out. It's not the threads on the threads are not good, but at least they're not completely busted.
So nice fit on this PTFE here. There we go. I think this is symmetric, so in 3x10s going in there. I had a good swap meet flea market here. Kind of messed that. Yeah. OmniFixo the other day and just opened it. I like that it stores flat. That's awesome. Yeah. Love the OmniFixo.
In Southern California, there's a lot of them. I used to go all the time to the swap meets, is what they call them down there.
We've got 2 more of those M5 square nuts we need to put in this part.
Mm-hmm.
You already did that?
I did, yeah. I'm gonna start on my armor now. Looks like all the rest of the armor is mostly M3s, right? The only one that had M5 was that.
Correct.
Front.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're M3x10 flatheads.
Okay, cool. I've got the baggie. That's the one you kept telling me when I was like, do I have these? And you're like, you better. We need a lot of them for all the armor pieces, so. All right, so let's shove these in.
Question, have you been in contact with Bondtech at all regarding?
No, not at all. I've never had a
haven't either.
contact at Bondtech. I probably should reach out, but I'm pretty slammed with like other commitments, so I really don't want to reach out until I feel like I'm in a good place to be able to potentially do something with it.
Yeah, I haven't reached out actively, but I've talked to Olaf there a bit. I'm sure I'm somewhat on his radar. M5x25 socket head is to hold the thing. I wonder if M5x20 will work.
Oh, it will.
It does.
It
Yep.
definitely will. Yeah, I did 25, but it's not necessary. It's a lot of thread.
Yeah, I
Why is this not?
don't know immediately where my 25s are. Where is that? Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think it's a really cool thing. I withhold any final opinion on it before actually seeing how it builds. I think one of the challenges in the whole ecosystem is going to be enclosing it. So many of these tool changers that's just plain tough to do.
Yeah, a lot of wire mass and just parts.
Yeah, all the umbilicals to deal with is something that
Tricky.
is tricky. Yep. So, and I'm at the point where I have some pretty decent open air at least multicolor solutions. My next thing would be making sure actual tool changing in a controlled chamber. So that would be a important thing to me, is to be able to have it in a enclosed, at least. All of them are going to be that. That's just a huge challenge with tool changers. Okay. Holy moly, that's awesome.
I'm just swimming.
Swimming?
Yeah, it's the front. One of my front roll-ins keeps shifting on me, so I mean I'm making progress, but it's gonna be a few minutes for me.
That's okay. These are unclosed, so it's not my main machine for ABS PETG. Is more my rapid prototype machine for quick parts. Yeah. Stream music isn't new. It's the same Cherry Soda I play every stream. Let me see. Let's get a full spool here. Oh yeah, that's fine. It actually has more room than I thought it would. This, damn.
God, this front armor piece, man, because I can't get my driver straight in front of it, is kind of giving me a run for my money. I don't have a ball end in this size for these,
yeah.
so I'm having to go straight on, and it kind of blows.
You don't have a 2mm ball end?
I have an Allen key I can grab. The 2mm. I mean, I own one. Where is it? Is the question. It's not where it's supposed to be. That's the issue. But I do own one. I just don't know where it's at.
Sweet.
Let's try
Now the
these.
question. Yep, it misses the bed in the front. Hey, Rick. Hey, Steven. You get your filament already, Steven? Okay, so all the way out. This goes down in there. That, something like that is going to be fine. This to stick through just a little bit, so I'm going to cut that right there. Put a little mark with my thumbnail. Hey, Jontek. Jontek, how are you?
Okay, I think I got the front one. So I got two more. Hopefully the other two are a little easier to access. This front one was just a little awkward for me.
Finishing the 1.1 upgrade. Okay, where was that mark I put? There it is.
Okay, where did these other two go, Steve? We got... Oh, this one just goes right here, it looks like. Yeah, this one just goes right here. The armor does look really pretty cool, man.
This does not go all the way through. I did just grab a...
The PTFE is not going through the...
Doesn't go all the way through the fitting that I happened to grab. It's a used fitting, so I might grab one of these guys. Put it on there, see if it'll thread on.
A different fitting?
With my, yeah, just different fitting out of the bin. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, Jack. Doing some housework. You two are my soundtrack. Hey, Pez. Liz of the Pez.
Liz.
This will just help show the dark look, complete the black look here.
Murdered out.
Murdered.
Murdered out TicTac.
There we go. That to go through the bottom just a little bit. Sweet. You done yet?
No. I'm aligning the... Once I get these aligned, then it's just the long one, which hopefully the long one is in a spot where it's easy. Where's the long one go, Steve? Like, do you know offhand the long one that you had me reprint, the slightly modified one? It's like the three, it has three...
oh, the three here? What about it?
Okay, so it's on the inner, on the right side. Yeah, that one looks like it's easy to access. So yeah, I'm just doing the last of the ones that go on the Y.
Isn't this getting beveled inside so it doesn't go all the way? Only the filament flows in the other direction. No, it won't tighten all the way down. No, but everything's good.
Okay, 4 screws.
Looked at Millmage. Now that's Millmage. Yeah. Is Millmage out yet?
It's not.
Getting close?
Is not. It's getting closer. You know, I keep saying that, but
yeah. Well, that's. I mean, Phoenix is getting closer. Cascade.
Yeah,
is
it's
getting
like one of
closer.
those things where they just the initial idea and like sort of how it's grown are two different things.
Scope creep.
So yeah, it's a lot of that. Honestly, it is a lot of scope creep, which is going to be awesome. It's just for a matter of like initial time frame versus actual time frame. Those are the two things that seem to keep stretching a little bit. So, but.
So this is 100% assembled TicTac. TicTac.
All right, I've got the front little plate on. Now it's just a long one, and then I can celebrate with you, Steve. So hold the celebration for once.
Okay. Celebration paused.
No partying. Okay, that is in place. Now it's just that long one. And long one, I see there's a bevel on 2 sides of it. So how does this go? Looks like bevel goes towards the top and the front.
The long one, yeah. Yep, it just makes a nice.
Just like that.
Oh, I did want to do. I wanted to. Where did I put those? Where did I put those? I'm gonna do something. You probably won't have the parts to do.
No.
Do it anyway. Huh?
I said no.
There is one slot. There is one slot that is exposed. That slot right on top. Right here. The prime spot for things to get in. So I am going to put a piece of my OpenBuilds slot cover in here. Measure this out. I need right at a little over 55 millimeters of it.
I have knockoff stuff somewhere, but I don't know where it is, so I will hold off on that.
Hey, Francois. Word on differences between V-Minion and TicTac. This is a 2/3 scale V-Minion, basically. Effectively, It's a 2/3 scale V-Minion.
The electronics bay is substantially different. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's no side
All
box.
of the things that have to change to make it that small, and then some of the things that don't change. Like this is a 2/3 scale V-Minion, but it still has MGN15 rails for Y and Z and MGN12 for X. So this guy goes here. There we go. Now we are completely covered and closed off. Hey, no.
Okay, final 2 screws, Steve. Final 2 screws going into the long one. Yeah.
Yeah, and the electronics here, everything's in place. This has been a fun build.
Agreed.
This has
It's been
definitely been a fun build.
very different build.
Hey, Leonard.
Oh, dear.
So off camera, we both loaded the Pi 02s with Mainsail OS and set up the initial getting started guide on the CAN bus thing, setting up the CAN network on the Pi. So we didn't have to do that on camera. You've seen us do that on other builds.
Yes.
But what we will do on camera is flash both controllers and set up a configuration. So
Yes.
we're mostly going to be setting this configuration up from scratch using the example files provided by the Mellow hardware. So that'll be going through and changing some of the pins and end stop positions and stuff like that.
Mine does not go all the way through either. My
Your fitting.
my PTFE. I also just realized I don't know that I tightened these. Did I tighten these down? Nope, I sure did not.
For the spool holder?
Yeah, I got just all the front plate stuff. I only tightened down the couple of big M5 ones, and I forgot about the little M3. So let me snug these up. I'll probably worry about the PTFE passing all the way through later. As long as I can feed it, it'll be a little bit more difficult to get it in there. But you went with a completely different fitting.
I have these black plastic. I don't remember what they call them. It's the same thing. It's just a black plastic. I have a bunch of them. Is it worth upgrading PiOS from Bullseye to Bookworm? Right now, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that requires Bookworm. We are running, even though Mainsail OS is due for an update to Bookworm, we did just run the image that's out there. We did grab the 32-bit image because we're on a Pi 0. How fast can it go? I don't know. It'll likely be flow limited to the material.
Yeah. All right, popping this in. Calling it good enough for now, and I'll worry about the PTFE a little later. So, all right, hardware's
build
assembled, man. Yeah, dude. Here's a little side shot of.
Give you got full camera, so you can show off your build.
Get this in view. There we are. It's looking good, man. A lot of blue, a little bit of purple, a little bit of purple. Yeah, I gave myself a little extra length up here just that way when I am able to push this through, I've got a tiny bit of slack I can kind of pull off the top there, but we got a pretty serious arc going on here. Yeah, it looks good.
That's awesome.
All right, let me see yours, Steve.
Oops, wrong one. Here we are.
Nice. Wait, your accent's purple too?
It is Geomagnetic Muave.
Okay, it looks like a dark purple.
It is.
Like
it is with some sparkle here.
Oh, cool.
This is probably.
Definitely purple. Okay, yeah, I see the sparkle. That's pretty.
There we go. That's from Fusion Filament. So, and then the black is Galactic Black from Ambrosia, ASA. This is ABS. The PTFE I ordered off of AliExpress a long time ago. The reason I ordered it is I wanted to try some 2.5 millimeter inner diameter PTFE, and that was what was available. So, hey, Adam. I know I owe you some chats. I've been a little overloaded with things, getting ready for Rocky Mountain and trying to do some testing on things and other stuff. So I haven't forgotten your DMs.
If you want to look at my Discord direct messages, it's not pretty. I've been trying, but man, I'm struggling. So
PF Dennis, thanks for gifted memberships. Hey Brent, welcome. Just waiting for them to smooth that stuff out. Bookworm challenges. Yeah. But we weren't too worried about it. Are filaments with glitter bits weaker? Not measurably. There are other properties of different filaments that might make them weaker, but not too worried about this.
I don't know that this, for this fitting, I don't know that it's actually going to be able to go through this filament.
There are some that aren't passed through.
Yeah, this doesn't look, I'm looking at the base of it and it's clearly smaller than the outer diameter of this PTFE. So I don't know how difficult. Grab a spool and just see like how fun or not fun it is to load.
I'm gonna power this up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's get 'em going.
Mine's been plugged in. I didn't realize it. The whole time I was like screwing stuff onto it.
Should see. There we go. Lights down in there. That is our switch. The power plug is our switch. So power jack. Okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Oh,
I might look. Hey Steve, if you can figure out where you ordered that fitting from, let me know. I might order one of those too.
Okay.
The black one, because I can feel it. It's scraping the metal as it's going in.
Well, there are little metal teeth in there that hold it in.
Yeah, but if it passes through, it wouldn't be scraping it like that.
Yeah.
In your
I'll send
situation,
you
it's not
links.
scraping.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's shredding
to
off
find
little
it.
bits of filament. I can do some
Okay.
searching too, but yeah, this is just not the business.
So here is our basic main sail is up and running. Nothing's working. We don't have a config, but we do have, here, I'm going to do a quick, while we're here, I'm going to do a quick refresh and update anything that's here. Anything just up to the day.
Okay, I'll do the same. Let me...
Actually, we have Clipper. Ooh, yeah, well, I think we'll be okay. Clipper 13 is what we should come up to once this is done refreshing.
Mine said up to date a second ago, so I wonder if it's because you...
I've
That doesn't make
refreshed.
sense.
I've refreshed
Okay.
in between.
You just press the update manager and see. Yeah, okay, you're doing the same as me.
Just letting it do its check and refresh. Just hit update all.
Curious if I have any more of those fittings. I think this is the only type I've ever purchased.
Yep, there we are. 13.0.0 is the only update we have here. So just gonna go there and start the upgrade. Update.
I found another fitting.
Hey, Aaron Nexx. You have spare ECAS from your box turtle build. My LDO kit had a few extra. It's the wrong kind. This needs to be the thread in. Anything
Yeah, I have
that came
tons
with the
of
box
spare.
turtle are all press in. There we go.
You doing a system update too? Mine is a system update.
Oh, mine didn't have an OS update. Just
Yeah,
hit
mine
update all.
does.
It won't take long. It won't take
Alright.
long. Because you've already updated everything.
Yeah.
How about naming your TicTac Dark Anvil? No, I have very, very creative and unique names for my printers, and this one is named TicTac. TicTac.local. And my Trident over there is VT Gray because that was a gray frame. And this is Phoenix.local.
Oh, I found one extra fitting, Steve, in my positron self-source parts, and the Bowden tube does pass through it, so I'm gonna swap it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that worked out.
Eclipse. Which conferencing software do you use that looks great in quality? Well, I'm using OBS, and then we're pulling in an NDI stream from Skype, which is not going to work in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is it.
Skype
The
is going
sun-
away in 2 weeks.
The sun is setting.
May. Hey, Niraku. Oh, you tell your multiple phoenixes apart when I build more. There will be only one burning bird in my garage. I have no room for more than that. You're gonna try
Alright.
teams then? We could try teams.
That's probably what our next plan will be when we do another
It just
thing.
works. It's pretty consistent. There's a pretty cool service
Yeah.
called video.ninja, which is a peer-to-peer streaming setup. Because it's browser based, I've had lots of weird audio issues with it when I've tried to use it. We used it when I did the Milo, and I brought Jake and 1 Mile on for the last stream to talk about the project. That we had to use video.ninja because one person couldn't use Skype. So, and I've used it I think I used video.ninja when we did the positron build with Miro, with Canuck Creator. And had some frustrating beginnings of streams because the same thing I would do for previous streams to get them working didn't seem to work on the next stream. So,
yeah, inconsistencies with the same actions is quite frustrating.
yeah. So we'll figure it out. I think Teams is probably going to be the most consistent solution, but that's probably going to be even more restricted in who can use it than Skype is. But,
based off what I'm seeing here, this is going to be probably a 5 or so minute process.
okay.
It's installing. We're at 16%, 17%. It's going a little quicker. We'll see. Now that I put it on blast and have it on screen, it's like, okay, I'll do as I'm told.
I have not built a door on Delta. I would not be interested in building the Phaetic kit, and I haven't gone through the process of looking what self-sourcing looks like. It hasn't been, I mean, it's one of those peripheral potential projects, but I haven't moved forward on it.
I don't think self-sourcing would be that difficult. There's not a lot of custom stuff. Like the bed you can get easily. The rods would be the only weird thing. The rods would be the one thing where I think that Roger originally used them off of an FL Sun printer, so I think you can just probably self-source replacement parts for that FL Sun printer to get them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I love. I don't know how much I love the carbon rods that Bisect included in this kit. I don't think I've had really issues with them, but yeah, the main issue with mine is I've got to revise the extrusion setup. I'd love to go direct drive, even if it means going a little bit slower. It's just some weird stuff with the Bowden extrusion on mine.
There is a potential. I have not owned a Delta. Let's start there. I've never owned a Delta. I've never printed off a Delta. So it has some appeal to me to try a Delta, even though it's not, I mean, it's in bygone mostly setup. It's still cool.
Yeah.
And
it might be bygone in practicality, but it's not bygone in my heart.
Right.
I love it, man. It's Aaron's favorite kinematic system as well. It's just a freaking spider, man. It's so cool.
So I have a desire to build one, and there is a good possibility of a build coming up at some point. I can't say what or when, but hopefully that'll be fun.
Updating packages, transaction, refresh, queued. Okay, we're at 67%, 68%.
Sweet.
We're getting there. We are making our way downtown.
So while that's going through, let's look at what our, why don't I have this stuff up? What was I using? Oh, that's why I had a Google window over here. I don't like that. Let's grab this page, move this over to this is v2.1.
Brent, Steve says, I could watch my Delta in action for days. It's like the printer equivalent of a lava lamp. And I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
It kind of is like the printer. Like you could just, ooh, look at it go. Like, yeah, it's, I don't know, man. You would love it, dude. Like even if it's not the most practical setup, like you would absolutely appreciate the I mean, you've seen them. I mean, you've seen plenty of them.
Okay, so we're gonna use Esoterical's guide here for flashing the stuff. So here's a link to that if anybody needs it. And we are going to USB to CAN bridge main board, but our main board flashing is going to be the Mellow. I think that was in here, wasn't it? I thought the Mellow Micro 4 was in here. Doesn't really matter. Micro 4 was in here. I don't have it set.
I don't see it.
What was it that we were doing that was here? Well, we're just gonna go through the process. Let's go back to their documentation site.
Okay.
Let's paste this into chat.
Oops, let me change my
Inverted
camera.
Delta glass
Update's
bed.
done.
Updates are done. Cool.
Yeah.
This is the Mellow documentation. Let's go to the Micro series, the Micro 4, and firmware compilation, and USB to CAN. So we're going to use USB to CAN bridge mode on this. Should get some.
Ensure that the firmware flash on the D5 motherboard is USB to CAN bridge firmware compatible. If you need to use CAN, please ensure that your host computer has performed CAN configuration, which we've done. Precautions before device search. Before searching for CAN IDs, please connect to SSH. Do we just do a device search?
Well,
No.
so if we're connected to
SSH in.
Hey, Redacted, thanks for being a member. Excuse me. Let's go pi at TicTac local. Oops. It's here. So we can get connection if we do a /dev/serial by ID. We'll see. Oops. Serial. We'll see a catapult device. So this is the USB connected right now Micro 4. So it is already catapult. It's ready to be flashed with the firmware. It has catapult on it already.
Okay.
Consider my normal Clipper CAN bus comment as read. Well, yes.
Okay. USB bridge CAN firmware flashing.
Are you on the Mellow Ducks?
Yeah. Want the specific link I'm at?
Is this it?
You scroll up. USB. Yep. We're on the. Hold on. Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah. So I'm not going to use this for more than just making sure that the setup, this guy here is, we're going to reference this. So,
okay.
But we're going to basically use that off of the,
Catapult?
the esoterical guide. I like this. So we're going to go down to the USB to CAN bridge motherboard, USB to CAN bridge clipper. So
where did you dedicated USB CAN device, USB to CAN bridge mainboard? If you're using a dedicated CAN adapter, no. Click here to start flashing your mainboard to USB CAN bridge clipper.
Here's our esoterical guide.
Yep.
Yeah. So we can skip the installing catapult because it's already there.
Okay.
And we're going to go down to the RP2040 based board. So we can do an what's this? Let's go down to catapult is now installed. So we should see, and this is where we're at. We see a USB catapult device when we do the by ID. It was already there, so we're not going to redo it on these boards.
Okay, so we're doing CD catapult make flash device. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm in a different spot than you. Okay. Catapult is now installed. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So now installing USB to CAN bridge, we need to go into Clipper and make menu config, and then we'll use the Mellow docs here to make sure our menu config is correct. So we'll go BB Clipper make menu config.
CD Clipper.
So now we're going to enable this. We're going to go to 2040, RP2040. We are 16K bootloader. And communication info is USB to CAN bridge. And then those are correct.
Okay, so RP2040
I don't know what this
16.
Optimized stepper code for step on both edges. That's new.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Are you leaving the CAN RX and CAN TX GPIO numbers? Just leaving those default?
Yes. And then GPIO 8 for the GPIO 8 for the GPIO pin. Start at GPIO startup.
Okay. GPIO 8. Yeah, looks good.
So now quit and save. Now we can go back to the here, and we're gonna make clean and make.
Okay.
Make -J4. Actually, does that? I don't know if that works on it. Pi 0. It has 4 cores, right?
I just did make clean.
That's
make.
fine.
What is
That's fine.
okay? What's
This
the
just
G4
says
do?
to use more cores on the processor to process
Oh,
the make.
Yours
Just
is
goes
moving
quicker.
a little faster than mine. Yeah, I was gonna say yours is moving a little quicker than mine.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Hey, Young Sick. Is that correct? Young Sick. Welcome, Kim. Okay.
Man, yours is done. Yeah, mine's still. I should have used
Yeah.
more cores. All the cores.
Yeah.
All right, mine is officially. Come on, linking out clipper.elf. Come on.
Oh, that's right. How are we doing here? How are we doing? We have a couple hundred people and 70 likes.
All right, I'm doing my part.
Have
Go. Get 7.
There we go.
I just did it. Yep.
You just did it?
I just did
Hasn't
it.
shown
We're
up
in.
yet.
We're good.
There we go.
Oh,
71.
We gotta refresh. All right.
I don't have to refresh. Mine shows live.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Griffin.
Okay, I'm where you're at, Steve, as
You're
far
where
as
I'm
the creating
Okay.
bin.
It tells us to stop the Clipper service now, so let's do that. Hey, Scotty Dog. Hey, Scott. Are the printed armor pieces available for the normal size V-Minion? I don't know if anybody's made them. Okay, and then let's grab the serial ID again. So
What is yours? Mine's just like not much of an ID. IF00. Okay, same as yours.
Yeah. Yep. And then we grab this guy's. Now this, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you hit the copy on this guide, it enters a carriage return. This doesn't work because you need to actually put your
ID?
catapult ID in there. So I'm gonna copy that.
Do you like a notepad?
Oh, it still did it. So I'm gonna go up, and this is, so I can actually see it. Serial ID, USB catapult. And P20.
You paste all the way from USB catapult. Oh no, USB catapult. I got it. USB
There we go.
catapult.
There, that should be it. You don't add the -J number option. Make is a single threaded. Yep. I haven't made them for the V-Minion. Okay, so this can't open file. Why?
And open file.
Oh, we
No
didn't.
such file direct.
We didn't actually install Catapult. We do need to install the. So let's go back to home. We do need to install Catapult, but we don't have to do the other stuff. So let's go. Let's do this Python 3 upgrade here. You see this? Just
Hold on,
to
I
make
screwed
sure. Let's do this little thing here.
What? Is that the very top of this page?
Yeah. Very top of the page. Let's do that. Tried to grab the window because I couldn't see it.
Okay, all the way at the very top. Top. Okay, so sudo apt, the Python update.
We're just gonna copy that whole, just hit the little copy
Sure,
button
block.
and
Yep.
paste it in. There we go. So just to make sure that's all good. And then we can go down to clone the Catapult repo here. Copy this, installing Catapult. And then we're done with that. So we can, let's clone the Catapult repo.
But we don't have to configure the Catapult firmware.
But we don't.
That's already
no,
done.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
We just need to get
have the directory.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We need to have Catapult installed on the Pi.
Okay. So now we can copy that command again that has our ID in it.
And now we can rerun that last. There we go. The Python 3.
You still
from before.
Did to be in the Clipper directory?
Yes, I think. No, because everything's reference direct. You don't actually have to be. But
it worked, but yeah. Verification complete. Okay, cool. That seems like that worked.
So now, hey, 3D Medic Vince. So now if we do ls, we won't see anything here. So we will go back down and we run the little thing to get the UUID. So scroll back down. We flash Clipper. Clipper is now installed, and get the
Disappearing main
interface. So this IP-S-D command.
IP. Yeah, there we go. Show can 0.
Just making sure. Oh, okay, just making sure things are running, and then here we are. The tilde clippy env command to get the actual UUID. There we are. So we've got a, so this is the first thing there, Clipper is our Micro 4. The second one is the SHT36.
Oh, because it's already flashed?
Well, the SHT36 similarly has Catapult, but it was done apparently when CanBoot was the name. So.
Gotcha, okay.
So that's something just to note for anybody. Catapult used to be referred to as CanBoot. So the core system hasn't changed enough. It should still work. We shouldn't have to put Catapult on there. We should be able to still flash it as normal. So this UUID, let's take that and go back to the Melodocs and go to the Clipper config, and let's build this config. Start building the config.
Let's see, Melodocs.
Oh, that's a good call, Thomas F. Gen.
What do you say?
Before we actually do Eddie NG, before we flash the toolhead board, we need to get that installed.
Okay. We don't even have a printer.cfg file in our directory right now.
So I'm just going to copy this and paste it into a file, and we're going to base it off of this.
Okay.
And we're going to go through and change things as we need to.
Create file. Wait, no, printer. Wait. Why can't? Yeah, printer.cfg.
Create a
I
file.
don't usually have to create that name.
And paste it in here.
All right.
This is really complicated for a 120 millimeter printer. It's still a printer. It still does all the things. So here is our base config from Melo.
So we're gonna start by uncommenting serial, right?
Well, I'm gonna just kind of clean this up. I'm gonna just delete some of these lines. And the CAN bus UUID is what we want to grab from here. So this CAN bus UUID. There. Do we want to get everything configured, or do we want to test the core printer stuff like stepper buzz things?
I think we should get everything configured and then go through the mechanical stuff.
Okay.
Unless you have a strong opinion otherwise, but it'd be nice to just get the firmware stuff out of the way.
I don't, because I'm a little concerned that we might have to change something when we do the Eddie NG. So let's go and do that. So we're gonna. I'm gonna just
restart?
save this.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if we're gonna get a bunch of errors, I think.
Oh, Siri.
Find
What
out.
the heck? I said save restart and my phone heard Siri.
Siri?
Weird, yeah.
Hey Siri.
Spooky.
Alexa.
No, you're in my ear. Clipper, Moonmaker can't connect to Clipper. Is that what yours is saying too?
It should. We should have all kinds of errors.
Okay, so next we're moving on to the Eddie and G stuff.
Yeah, so let's bring up Eddie NG GitHub.
Is it VVUK?
I think so. And there will be a documentation link. All the rest, set up the key. Yeah, here we are. So let me grab this link and paste it.
Cool.
That's that
Cruise
link. So are there full installation? Yeah. Software installation. Okay.
Nice.
Following instructions, assume a recent clean Calico or Clipper setup in the default location. So remember what key sets up. If this is not true for your setup, well, you need to adapt these instructions. So let's just start going through here. So we're going to clone the repo, then run the install script. Hey, BBs. So let's start in root or in home. So I meant home. Right. So cloned, then run the install script. Copy that. Paste that.
Fast. Your Calico or Clipper install isn't in the Clipper path, which ours is. That's good to need that.
Yeah.
Proceed to the device specific. So Mellow Fly.
Mellow Fly. Yep.
Uh,
Mellow Fly boards. Mellow Fly. Was there anything here as far as no reboots or anything? Okay. All that is fine. Installing. Oh, well. Do we do that, or should we? There's things like Plotly and Skippy to install if we want to see graphs and things.
It feels weird to me though that like if you go in order of operation, it has you break away to the board specific stuff prior to that. So I kind of feel like maybe we branch out, do the stuff specific to the Mellow Fly from that link, and then come back to this.
Let's do it.
I mean that makes sense to me. I have no idea if that's accurate.
Mellow Fly boards such as the SHT36 are supported by NENG. These Pro versions of these boards have a built-in LDC 1612. Hardware set of the Mellow Fly sensor board should be placed around 5 to 6 millimeters above the nozzle. Oh, fun. Ours is 3. So if I need to move it up, we have room. I can move it to 5. I thought I read, and I don't know if this is an update to this page since I've read it, but I thought I read 3 millimeters, and that's what I was going off of.
It says should be placed. It says around 5 to 6.
It makes a difference.
It
made a difference. I set up the Big Tree Tech Eddy Duo on my V2, and it did not work well at 2 millimeters above the nozzle, but it worked much better at 3 millimeters.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So
well, let's play it by ear.
Let's see. We will play it by ear. We can't change it right now.
Yeah. Hey, Sweetham. He says, "Hey, Steve, build."
Hey, Armor 3D.
Okay. Build and flash your Mellow Fly board, which there's no instructions for. So are we?
Hardware setup. The Mellow Fly sensor board should be placed. Oh, so there isn't any actual things here. This is probe Eddy and G. We need this in our probe section. So let's copy this little section here, and I'm just going to work off of one config file.
Okay.
Instead of splitting off a toolhead config. So I'm going to scroll down and find their probe. Actually, we'll search for probe. There isn't one. So I'm going to go right below extruder. And I'm going to throw this probe section in down here, right below extruder. And our Y offset is 24 millimeters, and X offset is 0.
Okay. I'm sorry. One more time. X offset is 0, right?
Yep. Y offset is 24.
Cool.
And that's based on CAD measurements where I set the mount for this.
Okay. I got that in.
Glad you can make it here, Sweeham.
The Mellow sensor generally works with a drive current setting of 15, which should be valid across the entire 0 to 15 range.
Yeah. I'm going to go, I want to fill out this little section, so the I2C MCU and I2C bus. I'm going to go over to the Mellow docs and bring up the Fly, where is it? Toolboard. The SHT and 36 Pro and the Where is the firmware
Could it be a
version?
pinout?
No, I'm looking for the configuration, sample configuration.
Ah, gotcha.
Here it is. It's the Chinese character link.
Perfect.
We should be able to see a probe or a. I'm hoping there's a section here for the
Example I2C.
Does this have a 50? This doesn't have a 5160 on it, does it? Their example config has the TMC 5160 for the extruder. That makes me question things.
Here we go. Zoom out. Wiring instructions, mode selection.
Hey, Jack.
When I zoom in on their image that we've been looking at, their stamp, the silk screening on that chip says 2209.
Okay.
Like if you watch, this is the little like thing we've been looking at. This says TMC 2209 on it. So
Okay.
I don't know.
It's very odd.
Yeah, it says 2209. So I don't know.
And I don't actually see a. What am I looking for? Looking for I2C. This search. That's fine. I2C. There's no reference to I2C. Okay.
I'm gonna do just a Google. Mellow Fly 36, SHTV3.
There's a LIS 32 or 3DH. No, that's not the same thing. Should be the Pro. And look at the wiring reference, see if there's a. Oh, this isn't it. Okay, V3. V3. There we go. That's why. It's not the Pro, it's the V3.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Let's see if the same thing is going on here. So many names. It gets confusing.
Yeah. It's
not
very confusing.
The 36 Pro was wrong. V3 is where I needed to be. That's my fault. There is. Let's see. MCU, extruder. And it is 2209 here.
Cool.
So do they have 5160 on their Pro? Interesting. Fan probe. Where is it? Is there an I2C? No reference.
Tool board. Tool light, ARCF, MCU, SHT series, SHT36 V3.
Hey, Peter.
Introduction, firmware compilation, accelerometer, eddy usage. Usage details. This was
eddy
under.
usage. There we are. Usage instructions. Below is the start of the installation of the eddy automated script. I don't want to use that. I don't think we want to do this.
Calibrate eddies, the offset, info, paper tests. I don't see anything about ITC in this.
No configuration.
Eddy reference config, got it. Yes.
Where's that?
Go back out of this page. It's right above
Eddy
it.
reference configuration.
Yep, there it is.
There we are. Wow. Reference configuration. Okay. So what do we need here? We need the MCU and the bus. MCU and the bus.
SCU is SHT36, and bus is.
Oh, that'll be based what we name it. So we just have to remember to name the MCU SHT36.
Okay.
And I2
CLE.
Is it CL or is it C1? I'm gonna copy and paste.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a 1. I think. I I don't know. Cool. We did it.
SHT 36 is what we're gonna call this thing.
Yeah.
So
Wait, so you named it? Where did you name it? Or you haven't named it yet?
I2C. Oh, we haven't actually put it in here yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once we put it in here, you're saying we have to name it that, so that way we can call on it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know what other of these things we might want. This doesn't seem sensor type. Oh, why is that? Oh, okay. So that's from. So I think we stick with the LDNG docs until we run into a roadblock.
Okay.
Just grab the bits that we need.
Sure. I'm here for it.
What is a recommended board way to install one onto the Ender 3 CR10? So the recommendation for a toolhead board for the Ender 3 or CR10 is going to be very dependent on what toolhead you're using for the form factor. So beyond that, once you figure out a form factor, then there's manufacturers of many manufacturers for each one.
It doesn't make as much sense unless you've modified your Ender 3 or CR10 to be direct drive, though. They're both Bowden, so that'd be weird having a toolhead board and having your extruder motor not being able to reach it. So if you convert it to direct drive, then I would say, sure, you can do it with a mounting setup. But yeah, the biggest thing, most boards will work, especially on a setup like that. It's a matter of like, can you mount it? How are you going to mount it to it? And then are you going to configure it via CAN bus or USB, which most right now I think are using CAN bus. I don't know. Is the Nighthawk 36 revision out, like the one that has all the fixing from the first one? There was like some thermal
the
issues on the
36,
first
I
one.
think so.
Okay.
I think the 36
Yeah,
is. Okay, the mellow sensor generally works with a drive current setting of 15, which should be valid across the entire 0 to 15 millimeter range. If the minimum valid height range is too high, this usually means the sensor is mounted too low. So we'll see that when we run some of the tests.
Okay.
Some of the
Do we need to
tests
set
that
the
it
drive?
runs us through.
We
don't set that here. Just remember 15 is what they recommend. So that's all we needed to do for that particular
so now
thing.
We're back
Build
to the
and flash
main.
your mellow flyboard. To do on the instructions. Okay, so LDNG was just installed, so we shouldn't have to update it.
Yep. Updating Calichlor Clipper.
Those are all done.
Updating
Clipper.
Clipper. We did that too. If you experience problem, updating Clipper
So
via git command.
because this modifies Clipper files, this is why this is getting into here. You want to basically undo that, update Clipper, and then redo the LDNG stuff when you need to update. So when we go into here, let's save this, close it. If we go to refresh our thing here, we're gonna see a dirty Clipper will come up dirty because, at least it did. I think it probably still does. It's modified core files.
Gotcha.
And that's normal for this to come up and show as.
So you're saying if you need to update Clipper, you'll basically update Clipper first, then reinstall the NG?
You'll basically uninstall LDNG.
Ah, so it's clean
update
again.
Clipper and then reinstall LDNG.
Gotcha.
It's not
So
it's not a big deal. It's just a few commands.
Okay. I don't really update all the. Yeah, I get mine's dirty.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
I don't update very often unless there's something like substantial. I'm like, I gotta have that feature set. Like once the printer's stable, I don't really always see a point. I mean, I know everyone does things differently, but for me at least.
So let's go ahead and install this Plotly and
Plotty?
Skippy.
Okay.
Run that. You getting hungry yet?
I would say in the
I
next
am.
30 minutes.
I mean, I could use
eat.
some food.
We have a ton of leftover carne asada for the street tacos I grilled last night, dude. if you were local to you, I'd say swing on by, man. We got ice cold beer.
You're only 8.5 hours away.
Hey, man, it's worth it. This is some great carne asada, man. I'm telling you, you get in that car and start driving. I'll have you here for a late dinner, or not even a late dinner. A little.
You're right about then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust my truck that far.
Aaron says sorry, Steve.
I gotta do my taxes after stream.
Oh, geez, yeah.
started them on Friday. So I've got data, information collected. Now I've got to put it all into TurboTax.
Aaron. Yeah, she knows like I was kicking the can on ours for like 45 days and I finally got it done. I went to bed, I told you, I went to bed like 3 in the morning. I got in bed, I looked over at Aaron, was like, I'm done with taxes. I was so excited to be done for the year, man.
Any ideas on why my Octopus board reverts to Catapult device name when I power cycle it? Do you still have the boot jumper in on the Octopus? I don't know that it should do that, but that's something I'd be checking. There's a boot jumper on the Octopus, right?
Like the DFU one? It's that sets in DFU?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had one board like that, and I think it's a mellow board. But that's a big TicTac you're saying, so I don't know. No boot jumper installed. Huh, that's weird.
Cats are here. Kiddas are here. Right here. Right here, Britt. Welcome. Always wait until the last second. So, way too much.
Yeah, I don't. I enjoy it less and less each year. I didn't used to mind it, but now I'm like, oh, gosh.
No chairs around. Nothing to miss the jump to. I'm sitting in the chair.
I am too. I was like, we're going to be configuring stuff for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be bending over my workbench for the entire time.
Yeah.
Bar stools for the win.
Taking a bit. Is it taking a bit for yours too?
It's taking a bit, dude. Single core, baby. I don't know if it is, but yeah, it's taking a while.
Oh, there we go.
Huh.
A new release of pip is available. I was getting this on my, it says to update. I'm going to run this just to see if it works. I was getting this on my other install of this. I could never actually get this to work.
Okay. I'll try it.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. If this doesn't work, then we're just going to move on because we don't actually need this to do the thing.
It's working, right?
It seems to be, but I don't know if it actually does it at the end.
I believe. Requirement already satisfied.
Successfully installed pip 25.0.1. Did you say that?
You have to, Bill says you have to update the Venv copy of pip as well. VENV copy.
I have no idea how to do that.
I don't either. Mine says the same as yours. 25 now, like are installed, which is not.
Does that mean basically redo the install script?
The one that we just did for.
Yeah, with that updated, now run this again. I'm gonna see if this does it. Nope. Okay, we can talk later. I'm not gonna spend, thank you. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because this isn't critical to us getting it configured.
Okay.
Bit of advice when it comes to LDG, when you get to the drive current setup, do it at the bed temp you print at. Okay. Okay, so this is done. So
it says see the docs section for one.
So now let's switch over and flash this toolhead.
Okay.
So we've done the setup. LDG is installed. Now let's flash the firmware to the toolhead.
Okay. Is that going to be in LDG docs, or we don't have to do anything different now? Like that it's installed, it'll just flash if we flash normal method.
We just follow our normal method.
Okay.
There's nothing special to it.
Gotcha.
We won't be printing at 100C on the bed on these printers. They're Armor 3D. It's going to be PLA and PETG only.
Okay, so now we're going back to
we should be able to go back to the esoterical guide, and this should be one of the mellow fly SHT 3v3.
Yeah, very bottom right.
Yep.
Okay, enable clipper can mode. Did
we
we
a command
adjust?
mismatch when you haven't flashed the patched clipper firmware? Yeah, we're fine. We set all these jumpers, So all of this stuff on the back we did. We set this, which enables the terminating resistor on the toolhead board. And then to enter boot mode, this is Catapult is already on here, so we don't need to do any of that. What we're worried about here is the Clipper config. So the toolhead flashing, let me open this in a new tab. So we've already done, Catapult is installed. Let's go down and we're going to basically install Clipper, and let's go to...
It's just the same thing again, right? CD Clipper, make menu config. Yeah.
Let me actually type.
So RP2040/235X.
So the only thing that changes is we're going exclamation point GPIO 5 on the bottom and doing CAN bus. So we're going to go down here, go CAN bus, then
you changed from USB to CAN bridge to CAN bus?
Correct.
Okay. Then keeping it at 1 million CAN bus speed, exclamation point GPO 5. And then did you just leave the optimized stepper? Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
I did. It's new. It's not covered in the docs yet. It's a brand new thing.
So, quit. Yes.
That is 1 and 0. Is that correct? Oh, that changed. Hold on.
Oh, I just
go here. Clipper config. It says CAN RX GPIO number 1, CAN TX GPIO number 0. Let's see if we can validate that with the SHTV3 docs. Let's go here and CAN firmware and Clipper. I don't like the way they do this. Yes, we need to change those to 1 and 0. So it's validated by both the Mellow docs and esotericals.
Okay, I did not change those. I didn't change any values there for.
You didn't need to for the
got it.
For the Micro 4. You didn't.
Yeah,
need to.
Exactly. Cool.
So this should be 1, and this should be 0. Just make sure I didn't get that wrong. 1 and 0. Yep.
Okay. Quit. Save. Yes. And then make clean. Make.
Quit. Yes. And make -J4.
Oh yeah. never forget. Dude, blitzing through it.
It'll speed up every stream from now on, isn't it?
Oh man, I'll be done with my builds. I'll be like record time. I'm gonna start a stopwatch.
Hey, Dutch dude.
All right. Hey, Dutch dude's in the house. All right. So once that is done, the flashing process, we need to go back to.
Okay. So let's go back to the toolhead flashing. So make clean. Let's stop the service.
Wait, where? So you went back to, hold on. Flowing Clipper we did.
We're on the toolhead flashing. Using Catapult to flash Clipper. So,
okay, got it. Got it. Clipper stop is where you're at?
Yes. So now we're going to query the Catapult device. So we should, if we copy that, and paste this, we'll see we still have 1.8 was the, let me just confirm, 1.8 was the...
I got a flash tool error.
1.8 is the MCU. Huh?
Oh, run the following command and take note of the Catapult device it shows.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Did you get an error?
I did.
That's interesting.
So
it's interesting that this showed CAN boot before, and now it shows Catapult. But
yeah,
whatever.
mine shows Catapult. So I did do that. That seems fine. To run the following command, install Clipper via Catapult. Use the UID you retrieve in the above. Oh, that's why I didn't. I goofed. I didn't change the. I skipped a step.
Skipped a step.
Jumped the gun a little bit there. Yeah. All right. So now.
Any reason you don't set up kconfig saves for your device settings, especially when you have multiple boards to flash. Because I don't mind going and finding the documentation that's valid at the time that I'm doing work on a printer. I have 30-ish printers, most of them have Clipper. I know that saves a lot of time for folks, but I don't mind going through, and I don't trust that something I set up before is still the valid thing. So as you saw, we had changes in the menu config for different settings there. So that's just me.
What is that? What does that do? He's saying like it's a thing that saves it in
You can
terminal,
save that
or?
menu config stuff, all those settings. So, and then you can recall that.
Where does it save it?
It saves it to a file, I think, there in the
In
Clipper
your
folder.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
so
that's
I've
important. And then we are going to go here to copy just up to the U. Copy that. Paste the UUID at the end there.
I feel like my
Right like that. And let's see.
my command, everything froze. It's weird.
Yeah, wow. If I go too high, then Windows wants to expand the thing.
Huh, that's odd.
We're at 100 likes right now. 216 people here.
I, for some reason, cannot copy this command into my window. I don't understand it. I right click
Start
and
typing.
nothing pastes.
Really?
It's odd. It's odd, yeah.
Just hit the copy. Try hitting the copy button. It's gonna give you an error because it's not gonna be the right UUID, but at least you can get it in there. Does that work?
1 second. Where are we? Here we go. Your UUID, copy. Back over here. That did work.
Huh.
Weird.
Windows clipboard stuff is dumb.
I've been using this like the entire time, so it doesn't really make sense to me why it's all of a sudden just not doing it. Let me try it one more time now. Okay, copy your UUID. Okay, now that's correct.
Should flash. There we are.
Oops.
There we go. So toolhead should be flashed.
I am confused
And
as
if we
to
run the
usage flash tool error unrecognized argument flash tool. Okay, I don't know what I did, but let me see if the next thing works. I don't know. Take a look at this, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so I goofed and double pasted because it was like not working. So I have the script here, usage flash tool, unrecognized argument, which I assume is because I probably double pasted it.
You double pasted it,
Okay, so let's try running it again, basically, is where we're at. So it wasn't working when I copied it. This one was working when I copied it. So Control C, right click, nothing. I don't get it, man.
Well, right click again.
Okay.
Okay. Well, just copy, hit the copy button on the documentation.
Yeah, I did that.
Copy that, right click. Now it's going to error, that's fine.
Yep.
Hit the up button to bring that command back and delete the your UUID. And then copy, you got to copy and paste the, you got to paste the actual UUID to the end.
Okay. So catapult is what we want there, not the Clipper one.
Yeah. Yep. And now hit enter. Yep.
Yes. All right.
Yeah,
we're doing things. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
The cross-system copy-paste works is dependent on options provided by the SSH client. Well, copy and paste is garbage within Windows because I have problems copying and pasting when I'd set up my my email template for the giveaway.
Well, I just find it weird that I've been doing the same thing. Like if you go back over here, for the first one, I have my catapult script from when we did the mellow one, and I had no issues. Like it worked totally fine. But then for whatever reasoning on this one, my right click just wasn't doing anything. So I don't know. But yeah, I've got them both flash with Clipper now. So
Okay, we are going to.
You want to take screen?
Oh yeah. Here we are. So now with this is our UUID. We'll just leave that in that window right now.
Okay.
And then,
are we gonna copy and paste the config section for the SHT V3?
You can't just Control V into a terminal window like that. It doesn't work. You have to either right click or, like Thomas
I usually right click.
says, you can. You can. There is basically up here a menu, edit, and paste.
Yeah.
Paste through there. But just Control V doesn't work. Control C does. Anyway. Go back here and the config. So now we have our SHT36 config, which we are going to need bits of this. So I think we can just kind of copy and paste what we need, right? So let's copy this.
Where? So I'm in docs. I don't see. Is it in the one that's
It's
not
the one,
English?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
you're gonna copy.
I'm just gonna copy the sections that we need because we're not gonna need all of them. So because we're just gonna modify the pins for some. So we need an SHT30, the MCU SHT36 at the basic.
Okay.
And we're going to grab this UUID and put it in there.
And this
is... You guys need to... put my watch on Do Not Disturb because my friend's group chat is going to start going nuts.
Okay, so I got that.
MMX multi-material extruder. I have no idea what that is.
I don't either. Please fill in the baud rates. We don't need.
So we're gonna have temperature sensor micro 4. We should actually have something like that. Here we go. So let's grab this so we can get the temperature of the SHT36 in our
window,
like our window. Yep. So I'm just gonna put this in here. What is this? Temperature sensor light 2. I don't know what that is. Now printer is, I haven't actually set up one. Is it just Cartesian? We're gonna look at the documentation. So Clipper 3D.
I would think so.
Yeah, a fluid config included. Yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, John. Okay, so we're gonna go to documentation and config reference and printer. So kinematics is Cartesian.
Cool. What do we want? Do we want to set a max Excel value right now?
I don't know, 500?
Okay.
Max Excel?
20K?
20K. I have no idea. We'll leave the rest.
You did 20? Yeah, I'm just thinking on that.
There is up here, yeah, someone mentioned it's currently set up for the fluid config. So go up and uncomment the main cell config.
Where
at the top,
did you...
closer to the top.
Ah, got it. Yeah. Okay, so fluid, copy, or not copy, comment, and then main cell uncomment. Cool. So we have main cell now.
I'm going to really care about any of it.
X and Y are already set for virtual end stop, which is what we're doing. The notes?
Yeah, I'm just deleting all that.
Usually leave mine pretty ugly, but if you're cleaning it up, I might as well do the same.
So stepper X is going
to be,
set should be correct.
Yep, Y as well.
Just for what's the bearing reference? Yeah, so let's have this up, and then let's bring up a page for the Micro 4, just so we can reference the pins. Easy reference to the pins.
So we did X and Y on the farthest to the left.
Driver
Yeah.
0, and then we put Z on drive 3,
4.
so I'll have to change those.
Okay.
So
X and
so
Y
this
should be
is
fine.
virtual end stop, which is fine. We've got a, what else do we have here? Spread cycle, interpolate false. Well, that should be okay. Oh, sorry. Hey, Peck Peppers.
It's a crazy small.
And then
board.
Z. So Z was step is 23, 22, 24.
Wait, those are the GPIOs?
2 and 24. Was that step, direction, enable? Step, direction, enable. Yep.
So can you read them to me one more time? 22, 23, 24?
Step was 23, and direction is 22, and enable is 24.
Cool. Are you
And
changing any of the
then-
exclamation points or no? Like the inverting?
I'm leaving them
Or they-
right now.
okay.
We'll see where they need to be when we buzz them.
Okay.
UART address is 3 and GPIO 9 for the UART.
UART address is 3.
GPIO 9 is on all of them, but UART address is 3.
Okay. UART address is 3. So you're not changing the UART pin. It's the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Now
We need to
for-
change the end stop pin, right? To virtual, what is it? Probe?
For Z?
Yeah, because we're going to be homing with, we're not homing with the limit switch.
Correct. Correct.
I can't remember. Do you know the command offhand or no? I can lurk it otherwise. I know it's like virtual Z or
Well, we got
central.
it right up there. It is going to change because it's going to be. Look at the config reference for the toolhead board. Will give us. I think will give us that.
That is right here, and then I've got extruder, stepper, heater, tap. I don't see it in the V3 docs. Stepper X.
It's not there.
Doesn't look like it now. Extruder. No, there's no Z. Extruder again. LEDs. No, there's nothing in here in the docs
Okay.
for this. I can just search it. Clipper. Probe.
Well, it's going to be the TMC Stepper Z virtual end stop, isn't it?
I thought it was different. For if you're using a probe, I thought it was. Oh, what the hell is it? If I wasn't.
This is why we look things up, or we use existing machines as references. It is
Z probe instead of just
probe.
switch.
It's just probe Z virtual end stop.
Okay.
Probe colon V Z.
Yep.
Z virtual
Got it.
end stop.
Yeah, I knew it was slightly different than the other ones. I couldn't have told you what it was. So, okay, end stop pin for Z, probe Z, virtual end stop. Got it.
There we go. And then probe will have the pin on the SHT board.
Yeah, the probe section.
Oh,
Yep.
X and Y as far as rotation distance is a 20-tooth pulley on those, so it's 40. Microsteps is fine. Are these 1.8 or 0.9 degree? They're 0.9 degree steppers. So let's go up and change that to 400.
For full steps
on
per
the
rotation.
Full steps per rotation. Our
Okay.
position end stop is going to be, I'm gonna just grab a ruler and get this estimated. I'm gonna move this over and down, and I should be able to see, because it's gonna be a negative number.
We're
Position
homing. Are we
end
homing
stop.
min or are we homing max?
We're homing to min.
Min. Okay.
Uh-huh. And it looks like our we are at, let's say, minus 13.
On X.
Minus 13 is position and stop.
For X.
Yeah.
For Y,
Minus
it's
13
what?
for
Like
X.
a few millimeters. I mean, it looks really small for position and stop.
Position max is 120. Homing speed will leave. For Y, we are homing also to min. Position end stop is 0.
Is it? It looks slightly in front of it to me. Like a few mil. Yeah, it's definitely in front of it. At least.
Okay.
I mean, it's minimal, but I mean, maybe 2-3 mil, right? I mean, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it does look slightly in front of it.
I would say maybe -1 then. -2.
Let's see 2.
-2. We'll see how this.
Yeah.
We'll fine tune it.
Okay,
but our position max is going to be a bit more.
On that. Yeah, because we want to be able to park. You said, right?
Yeah. So position max is going to be 120 plus. Just put a ruler down here to see how far behind the bed it is. Let's say it's 125,
6.
Let's say 127.
Okay.
Okay.
27. Got it.
And then Z, our position end stop. Is this a full 120 millimeters on this? As far as just, let's see what this is above the bed.
Sure, looks like it. It almost looks like more
we're
than
gonna
120.
get a lot more than that. We
Yeah.
can probably go 100, 130, 135.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do
Get
130
100.
just to be safe.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it right this second. So stepper Z position max 130 is what I'll do there. Position of end stop since we're doing virtual, do we set it to 0?
I'm just setting it to 0.
Okay.
Position min. Fine. Homing speed. We'll play with those things when we do the ENG setup, I think.
Position min, you did -1.5. You're leaving it?
I just left it.
Okay, sure.
Hey, nice.
Sounds good. Hey, nice. Extrude. Okay, so extruder stuff we're gonna be pulling from.
Yep.
The section. So where are you?
So for sensor type, we're gonna go PT1000, right? Let's go to
That is right.
Clipper docs.
Using PT1000, please connect the jumper. Sensor type PT1000.
Extruder. Extruder docs.
It says sensor type
Sensor
PT1000.
type.
Why don't I see sensor type in the extruder section here? Am I blind? It's not here, is it? Under the extruder? They didn't include a header for it?
The what?
I see. So I see it says sensor type PT1000 in the SHT36 board docs, but I'm looking at the default docs for the Micro 4 under extruder section. I don't see sensor type listed as a header.
It is. It's up. It's above. It's in the middle of the comments up here. See, right below it's sensor type.
Oh.
And sensor pin. But someone was mentioning something.
Why
That's
do
a
they
good
have
point.
Why is there 2 extruder headers on here? Mine does yours not have this? Like if I go guest desktop, my config has an extruder header here and an extruder header here.
It doesn't matter. It just appends them.
Weird. It just seems odd to me. Like what was the
right.
point of?
Yep, I agree.
Okay,
I think it might be to highlight the changing that stuff because it doesn't actually exist in the next section.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, it says sensor type PT1000.
But someone is correct in that we need to change our rotation distance on the stepper Z. It is. What is it?
I'm glad you're here because I don't know how to calculate that very easily without some serious Googling.
Well, if we go over to stepper. Oops, that's not what I want. Stepper. And our gear ratio, we're we're going to get a gear ratio command. We're going to go in here, and our gear ratio, this is still going to be, this is going to be the same as a V2. It's going to be 80 to 16, yep, because we have an 80 tooth pulley going to a 16 tooth, and then the rotation distance should still be 40, right? Because it's a 20 tooth pulley on the other side, isn't it? Let's confirm that. Cancel that. Let's go into the CAD here. Get rid of that. And this guy right here is a 20 tooth pulley. Yeah. So
you added a gear ratio header with a gear ratio of 80 to 16 and then just changed rotation distance to 40?
40, yep.
Oh, all right.
We have a 20 tooth pulley on the end of that though, Thomas Jen. So we have an 80 tooth to a 16 tooth, but the one that's actually driving the belt is a 20 tooth. So it's a 40 rotation distance. Yeah. Okay, so that should be okay. So we can get back down here into the, so
Sure.
the fly, the, so the, where is this? Here we are. So the extruder, the max 31865 part. So we're going to go, if using PT1000, please connect the jumper next to the thermal, but we're not doing that. We're doing sensor type PT1000. PT1000. And we are doing
Resistor 1000.
sensor type, I'm sorry, sensor type max 31865. Sorry, that's what
It's not PT1000?
we want. This stuff here. We want this stuff right here from the fly HT config.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
T1, and then we change these values based on their documentation here. So let's just sensor. Let's just paste this into here. So max 31865. The sensor pin is SHT GPIO 17. Then the SPI bus, RTD reference, and nominal. So we're going to change this RTD reference R to 4300 and this to 1000. We are using the amplifier. Yep.
Okay, so to verify, sensor type
I've got
max
it right here.
31865. It's too
Yep.
small. I can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
That's why. Yeah, so I got max 31865, SHT 36, GPIO 17, SPIO, GPIO 4, GPIO 3, GPIO 2, 4300, 1000.
Correct.
Cool. Beautiful. I'm deleting all of the writing, or I'm deleting the
Yeah.
stuff behind it because I don't know what it says.
We don't need that either. Okay.
Okay.
So that is set up for the extruder. Come down here. We can probably just grab this whole section and replace it, right? From the
entire section for the.
Yeah, I'm looking through, see if there's anything we need to worry about. Heater pin, all that stuff is all going to be correct. We've got to put our orbiter stuff in here, but we'll start with this. So I'm going to go through here and replace all of that. So now this should all be correct. What is our orbiter stuff? Do we have a good orbiter?
We have the same orbiter, right? It's the orbiter 2 point.
I have the 2.0. You have the 2.5.
Okay. I think they have the same rate. Like they have the same gear ratio, though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Orbiter projects and firmware configuration. RepRap firmware clipper configuration. So we'll follow this stuff for the orbiter. Hey, Salty Day, things are going good.
I'm on the page. And
We're just going through the slog of setting up a configuration basically from scratch, from the example configs provided by Mello. So 16200 rotation distance. They don't take into account.
Where did you find that, dude? I'm on the page. I'm on the page for the Orbiter V2.5. Is there
I'm on the
page?
2.0. I'm on the 2.0 page. It looks like I just pasted the link of where I'm at.
Okay, I'm just gonna use what you're using then. Thingiverse, shorter, peak, gallery, firmware. Yeah, mine didn't have that on the page I was on.
Huh.
So, are you just copying? Okay, no, you're not copying. You're just gonna enter the values.
I'm just gonna take the values, yeah.
Okay,
So 4.637 is the important one. The rotation distance.
200
4.637.
4.637 is the rotation distance, which is microsteps gear ratio. It has gear ratio in here. Oh, rotation distance.
Comment that out. Gear ratio that they've. So there's a couple of ways you can fake rotation distance by putting in the number that ends up after you factor in gear ratios and all that stuff, and that's what the orbiter project has done. Is they're not actually giving you enough information to do a proper rotation distance configuration, which kind of bugs me.
Okay.
It is, however, a little more difficult to do with a planetary gear setup because the numbers aren't nice and neat, and so if they're not nice and neat and able to be easily figured out, then it's less benefit to doing that. So like a BMG setup is very nice to be able to put 50 to 10 in there, say, because you have a 50 tooth BMG gear and then a 10 tooth stepper gear. Now, if you decide you want to swap out that stepper for one with a 9 tooth, it's very easy. You just change that 10 to a 9 and everything just continues to work like it did before. You got stuff.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I got macaroni and cheese and pizza.
Nice.
Thank you, hun. Yeah.
So
He's been down for a while though. One question I have is, ignore me. I'm not gonna ask it because I'm dumb.
You're not
Wait,
dumb.
no, I'm not. What's going on? So my rotation distance value. Oh, that's why. I used what they had in there, but it needs a colon, not an equal sign. Bam, there we go. It's fixed. Okay, I got it. Never mind. Max extrude only distance. It's supposed to say the 500. I don't know if it really. Max extrude only velocity.
I don't know if those really matter. They don't.
I feel like it's mostly the max extrude only distance usually is only an issue when you're doing like the purge line if it's too much. Output.
It can also be nice for loading filament. So we're going to be loading. No, we won't.
No, because it's direct drive.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal.
Pressure advance.
Or you could set your steps per millimeter. That's one place where I disagree, Nurgle. I would be very pleased if RepRap firmware adopted the rotation distance way of setting up that stuff, because it makes a lot more sense to me than steps per millimeter or millimeter per steps, which is what some, I don't remember which it is, between Marlin and RepRap firmware, one of them does one and one of them does the other. I very much prefer the rotations distance setup that Clipper does to any other firmware setup. Okay, I'm going to copy this extruder stuff because that's the more important thing. I'm just going to copy that whole section. And
the TMC2209, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And go down here and paste it in so I can...
Dude, paste is ugly.
Yeah, it does. And the things that we don't need, I don't know why they say interpolate true. I'm going to delete that. And
what's the driver threshold, TBL hot end? What is that stuff at the very bottom?
Is fine. Those are TMC configuration stuff that you can set specifically.
Okay.
And the Orbiter folks seem to believe that those are important values to set, which is fine.
Okay, I've never done it.
I'm gonna go
big deal, probably.
here, and then I'm gonna delete that. Now I've got unique values through there.
Do we need to tell it that we are taking the 2209 from the toolhead board? I haven't seen. Have we defined that already? We did.
No, we need to go here. UART pin should be SHT : and then whatever the toolhead board uses.
Yeah, 15.
GPIO 15. There we go.
Oh, Jack attack! He says, I'm awake from my nap. Did the dog wake you up? Did Delilah bark and wake you up, buddy? You want up? Oh, Jack, show me your shirt. What does your shirt say? Excellent. Huh? You say hi to Steve? That is a deburring tool. You say hi, Steve. You've been awake for what, 2 minutes? No, that's the keyboard, baby. You can't play with that. Dad, yeah. That's Dad's mac and cheese. That's it. Mommy made you some mac and cheese downstairs. You can have it in a little bit, okay? That's Daddy's. Daddy also likes
pointing
mac and
at
cheese
pizza.
and pizza. Yeah. He loves mac and cheese, though. What is it? No, you don't put PTFE tubes in your mouth. Those are Allen keys. Yes. Hey, Jackson. Thank you so much. Oh, that's Daddy's tube. Hey, look at me. Hey, are you hungry? No? The light? Yes. Careful, dude. Careful, buddy. You gonna go eat some food with Mommy? She's got mac and cheese and pizza. And then Grandma and Grandpa are gonna come over later. Huh? Oh, those are my PTFE fittings. Those are my nuts. Those are my screws. This is a blade that should not be within arm's reach. These are tools. What do you think about this? This is TicTac. Can you say TicTac? Yeah, kinda. Uh-oh.
What's up?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you silly. That's Daddy's screwdriver. A magnet.
Food
you
time.
Can't take that one. You can go eat some food with Mommy. She's got mac and cheese.
He's getting closer. He's slowly getting closer to the mac and cheese. Picking
Steve.
up things on the way.
Those are the Nippic. He says Nippics. He's so good, your baby will love him too. These are These were a gift from Steve. You say thank you, Steve. Yeah, that's his thank you. Thank you. All right, you can't take the deburring tool, Bubby. I'm sorry. Okay, you're gonna go eat some mac and cheese and pizza with Mummies. You say bye-bye, everybody. And you blown kisses. Blown kisses. Blow kisses, Steve. All right, bye, everybody. Yeah, here you go. Mommy's got pizza and mac and cheese for you, or at least mac and cheese. All right,
That's
I love
hilarious.
you. Bye-bye, I love you. Thank you for visiting. Oh no, what? You gotta go down with Mommy. What robot thing? I need it still. Yeah. Every week when he goes like to convince him to go downstairs, I like give him a printed thing, but I'm like, I've given him all the printed things that are up here. That's a spool of filament. You can't take Daddy's spool of filament, Bubby.
You need to start printing something specifically.
I know. I need to just have a little drawer of like, you know, just really small. Well, I guess not too small. I don't want to choke on them, but small-ish things. Maybe just. I wish I just kept all my benchies. Here's a boat. Here's another boat. Here's another boat. Okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
So I've got. I think extruder stuff is good. Fan. We probably need to do fan stuff.
We have TMC 2209 extruder. All those are right. Someone mentioned UART address, but there isn't one for the toolhead. So we don't need a UART address there. I have never seen this verify heater command. Is that a clipper?
Is that? I mean,
Verify
I've seen
heater.
that happen before. Yeah, where if the
Heater
heating
temperature sensor verification is automatically enabled for each heater that is configured on the printer. Use verify heater sections to change the default settings. So what are they changing?
Yeah.
They
It's
have
basically
a
what, if it's not heating at an expected rate, it ends up airing out.
max air 20. What is the default max air? 120. Huh. The default is 120. What else do they have here? Check gain time 120. Default is 60.
I'm not gonna add it. I'm gonna leave it, man.
Yeah, we can visit it if we run into any problems. Okay, so extruder is set up, the correct address, and let's bring this up into there. So the eddy probe is there. Now we got to set up the bed heater. Should be correct.
Yeah.
What is the? Let's go to the docs. LDO motor docs, I think. But you have a UART address in your config. You need to delete it. Oh, I do. Thank you. Thank you.
Where?
I'm getting confused in looking at what docs where. So UART address under the extruder, TMC 2209 extruder.
Okay,
Thanks,
all I have
Wes.
is UART pin. That's fine, right?
I had a
pin that
UART
we
address still in there.
Gotcha. Okay, got it.
So, my bad. Wanted to go to the LDO docs and figure out what we go Voron v0.2 should give us the. Is there a config? Config printed parts. V0.
Delilah.
Is there
Hey, Delilah.
Do they provide a? Not picobilical. Where is the build notes? Is there anything in here on config?
For the bed?
Yeah. I'm looking for what thermistor is
Oh,
on
like
there.
sensor type? Gotcha.
And
yeah.
yours is going to be whatever you bought.
That's a great point. Let me check Amazon.
Yeah, let's go LDO V0. Get 2 firmware and printer config. That's a good point. 2 keys. Let's go down to heater bed. And
Mine say
this is what we-
NTC 3950s.
So generic 3950, I think is
Okay.
grab this guy here.
Oh, cool. That is the default.
Heater bed. There we go. Okay, so since it was, I'm using the LDO provided sensor, so it should be good there. The rest of this should be okay. Our fan is going to be whatever we have down here, GPIO 21.
I updated it, but I kept, because they only have the pin in their config section, I kept the max power, kickstart time, and off below stuff.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah. I just figured, like,
36,
in this case.
and then the same thing for GPIO
I copy pasted the
13.
full thing. I copy pasted the full thing and overwrote that section.
So all the rest is fine and the same, so just do that.
Okay. I changed it, but that's fine.
Filament runout sensor, we're not running
don't have-
one.
Yeah.
Idle timeout is fine. Config override. Bed screws.
Delilah, we don't have that. Wait,
don't have
where? Yeah, we don't have that.
We don't have that.
So delete.
We're not gonna run.
Wait,
Oops.
where's the? I thought I saw a probe section a second ago. Now I don't see it. Oh no, the probe section's in the. My bad. It's in the SHT36 config.
But
not
we
the...
added one. We added the one from the EDNG. We don't use a regular probe
Gotcha.
section.
We
use
just
the
use the probe
EDNG
IDNG header.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should be able to now save and restart this, and we should have a. So let's save and restart and see if we get any errors.
Oh, I'm gonna get. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Mine just says disconnected.
Hey, nobody on Kenobi.
Huh.
We never restarted the Clipper service.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Sudo Clipper restart or sudo service Clipper restart.
Holy moly. Source code parsing error. Why are we getting that? Printer data config, printer config.
It looks like it's mostly in.
Yeah, let's go into the homing. Let's look at those homing macros and everything that's in here. Is this all tab issues? This looks like all tab issues. Yeah. Add a tab to every line.
I'm sorry, which section are you within?
That was homing override.
Homing override? Okay, every line.
And then down on the load filament stuff. Yeah, just go through each line and just hit tab on each line. You'll have to do it down on the load filament and unload filament lines as well.
Including tab on the ones that just say home Z, home Y, and home X? No, right? Those are fine.
No, those are fine.
Yeah, okay. Just the
Just the G code.
said...
Just the stuff down in the G code sections.
Okay.
We saw some weird copying and pasting from that mellow example config.
Okay. Everything else seems fine.
So I'm gonna save and restart from there.
Yep.
Unknown pin chip name SHT. Unknown pin chip name SHT. So let's search for.
I have option mesh pin in section bed mesh must be specified.
Extruder. Next. Here it is. UART pin for the for mine. It was UART pin for the extruder. SHT 36.
You just typed it in wrong, or?
Yeah, I think I just typed it in wrong.
UART pin for the extruder.
So now let's see what comes up. Option mesh min in section bed mesh must be specified.
Yeah, we don't have a bed mesh section.
There's no bed mesh section?
I didn't see it as we scrolled through this. That's where my errors are coming from too, is the bed mesh section. I didn't see bed mesh in here at all.
We may need one. It might be from the Eddie and G stuff.
Okay.
We don't have
Clipper sample probe. What is this? No, that's when we were looking at that. Here we go. Eddie NG.
I'm going to put it in after the probe Eddie NG. We probably need to put in a. Let's look at the Eddie NG docs.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's just an example, but I don't see it looking.
Probe setup.
Don't patch bed mesh. No, that's something else.
We need to put in a. Let's go to a configuration and let's search for bed mesh. So we need a basic bed mesh. Maybe I'll grab this from my other printer over here.
Okay.
Tina.
Bed mesh.
Bed probe.
Rectangular beds. I grabbed one, but if you've got a better one.
Sure. Just gonna grab this here. and paste. I can probably paste this into chat for you.
Sure, I'll take it.
There you go. Okay.
Wait,
so
wait, which chat? Discord?
Discord. Yeah.
Oh, I was looking in
No, because if I
chat.
paste into chat, it the formatting often goes weird.
Gotcha.
Okay. So let's get rid of search here. So mesh min. Don't know where. Mesh.
Well, you know that Y is 13. I think you said 13 millimeters off of nozzle, right?
24.
Oh, 24.
This is one of the
So
things about Clipper that's kind of annoying, is whether we're probe referenced or nozzle tip referenced. So I'm looking at the docs here and it says mesh min defines the minimum X, Y coordinates of the mesh for rectangular beds. The coordinate is relative to the probe's location. This will be the first point probed nearest to the origin. This parameter must be provided for rectangular beds. So I think that's going to be, we can set that to like 30 and 10, like 10, 30. So that would be 10 and X. So that'd be over from, and then 30.
Which would be
so
6
that would
and
put,
Y.
that would, yeah. So
Okay.
we want to get as much Y probe in there as we can on this tiny bed. And then our max is going to be 120 minus that 24. So we go like 90, right?
Okay.
So 110, 90.
110 for mesh max. 110 and X.
110 X and 90 and Y. Yeah.
Got it.
I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we can experiment with it, man. It always throws me too. I usually end up getting like an error, and I'm like, I gotta nudge it a little bit. I don't, even after like hearing you say it, saying it's based, so it's based off of the location of the probe, but you still have to take into account that it can't, the probe, that value cannot make the offset of the nozzle go into a negative. It's weird, dude. It doesn't feel intuitive to me. It feels like very backwards,
Yeah.
the thing.
And then we don't want the coil to be too close to the edge because it might get in, if it doesn't have a solid surface below it to probe. So this will get us, this should get us into a basic configuration though.
Why does have over travel? Like the nozzle can get off the bed towards the back.
In the other direction. Yeah. Just for your, I'm just going to paste what I just changed this to. So all the values I just set are in
Discord. I think I changed them too, but I'll grab it again.
I'm going to delete these notes since they're from there. So let's save and restart and see if this comes up. We have 35 minutes until Polymaker filament giveaway time.
Restart. What's your error now?
Position end stop in section stepper X must be between position min and position max. So that's going to be position end stop X, position end stop. There is no position min.
We have to add position min then? Maybe default 0?
Position min should be minus 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to run into the same issue with Y, aren't we?
Yeah.
Position min, negative 13. Yeah, negative 13.
And on Y, position end stop.
Negative 2. Okay, next error. Position end stop is not valid in section stepper Z. Option, so maybe we need to remove it since there is no position end stop because we're using virtual.
Yeah.
Z position end stop 0. So let's just comment that out. Refresh.
Save and restart.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god.
Are we there?
Oh no, my heat bed value. Oh, that's what I suspected, man. I think that I'm having an issue with my thermistor because
mine says minus 18.
Oh,
What does yours say?
minus 33.
Let's look at we have the bed should all be correct.
Wait, we used
So-
the wrong, that's why. We didn't use the bed
right,
thermistor.
you're
we
right.
got
We
changed
used-
to GPIO.
Good call.
Woo!
Good call. So let's go to, I think we need to go right here. So E0, GPIO 28 instead of 29.
Perfect.
Yep.
I'm glad that you had the issue too, because if you didn't have the issue, I would have definitely thought it was my thermistor being crushed. But then when you had it, I'm like, that don't make no sense. Here's, oh wait, mine
Bed.
still says,
Heater bed, GPIO 28.
mine's still saying wrong.
There we go.
Yours
I'm
is
happy.
working. Mine's
So your
not.
thermistor is crushed.
Heater bed.
The on tech.
Wait. Heat pen. Hold on. You said it's GPIO 28?
Yeah.
Yeah. My thermistor is probably crushed.
GPIO 28. What are you getting? Did you get a different value?
No, which is odd to me. I would think that it would give... Oh, no, it would probably not give a different value because it's just basically treating it as if it's not there because it's destroyed. It's the equivalent of not having it plugged in. Right?
Minus 30 isn't kind of an odd value. I think it'd be more than that, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's going to be a process for me. I'm going to have to disassemble bed, and what I'm likely going to do is just unclip the little oh crap, I'm not even using the same connector. I'm going to have to crimp microfits onto it. I'm hoping it's just a bad crimp, dude.
I wonder if it's yeah. We have half an hour left in the stream.
Yep.
You don't need that to be working to go through more of these configuration checks.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just move forward.
I think there's probably going to be a couple of different potential solutions for you. Either taller spacers to give more room for a thermistor, in combination maybe with replacing that one with the other one you have.
Yeah, I'm going to try that first. Well, no. I'm going to try not taller spacers. First,
check your
first I'm going to see whether my
connections.
crimps are bad, and then crimps aren't bad. I'm going to see if I can bend the other one and get that one working. If I crush that one too, I'm probably going with a different thermistor, man. I don't want higher
Yeah.
like I can get the official LDO one if I have to.
Yeah.
So well, let's just carry on.
Yeah, you could pull the electronics cover and do some checks if you want. Look to see if visually if it's plugged in all the way. Let's go through and do our stepper buzzing then and make sure everything's working in the right direction.
I'd rather do that right now. I can
stuff
I
like
can
that
focus on
then.
this thermistor.
What we do need to do is make sure, because the gantry sags, we probably want to hold the gantry up while we do some of these stepper buzzes, just to make sure we're...
Can't you just enable Z? Like, isn't there a command that lets you...
We could.
Like, hold current for Z? I don't know what the command is.
I don't remember what it is.
Let's see.
If anybody has it quickly.
1 second. Clipper.
Yeah, so as you get into the electronics bay and check your connection, you can run a multimeter across that and see what value you're getting.
Set TMC now. Hold
What
current,
which probe did you buy? Can you paste a link to what you bought in
Where
our
do you want the
Discord
link?
chat?
Sure.
Discord
Yeah,
chat.
absolutely.
Or you can even paste it into chat here.
Okay, I'll post it in general chat.
Let's see here. Ender 3, NTC 3950. That's so weird. The way they label these. NTC 100K. You can try a different definition and see what comes up. The generic 3950 might not be correct. If I was trying a different one, I would probably try, is it? I would try the, what's the thermistor? You could try the EPCOS 100K or the NTC. There we go. NTC 100K MGB 18.
NTC 100K MGB 18-104. That thing, long one.
Yeah.
Ah.
Try that and see what comes up, just in case, because I mean it is a generic thermistor off of Amazon.
Yeah. Wait, did I reboot? No. Where am I? Where's my config? Here we go. Machine, printer.cfg. We're scrolling down to the bed. And we are trying, where are you? Here we go. Let's see if it does anything. It does say now -26 instead of -30 something.
I suspect a problem with either the crushed connector there or connection inside. So
Yeah, I tend to agree. Oh,
what?
Hold on. I see a pin sticking out of my microfit. I see a pin not fully seated. Let's see.
That would be a problem. Which connector is it? Is it the thermistor?
Yep, it's the thermistor. Let's see. I just shoved it in.
Is that it?
That's it, baby. That's it. Oh yeah, it's at
Here,
25.
here.
It seems to
dance
be working.
again.
Oh, woohoo! It seems to be the revised one seems to be working because it's reading 25.4 Celsius now. But that was so lucky, like, because it could have been on the other side of the connector. But I just looked down and I'm like, I see more silver than I feel like I should. So I think what happened was when I was initially tugging on these to like get the zip tie in place and stuff, I probably just put a little bit too much pull. Or it just was never fully seated because it wasn't fully seated.
You shouldn't be able to pull it out like that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Dude,
awesome.
I'm so happy
That's very
about
awesome.
that. Yeah. So if we don't want to, I'm fine with, for the sake of time and not trying to figure out how to get the Z to hold, just holding the damn thing with my hand and doing the stepper buzz.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So configuration checks here. This page is so useful. I use this all the time.
The on one?
Well, this is just the clipper one. I just put the thing there.
I was gonna type it in, but Steve makes it easy for all of us.
So basically, the order here, I don't necessarily go in the same order. We're gonna do stepper buzzing first.
Okay.
Vinny. So basically, I just go in here and we're gonna stepper buzz X. Come over here and paste that, and I'm gonna move this up, make sure it's not grinding on the page. We're gonna
unknown command. Wait, what did I do wrong? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I goofed. It's user error.
So that's working, and it seems to be moving about 1 millimeter. And the first move was in the positive direction, so that means that our direction for the stepper setup is correct. So when you do stepper buzz, the first move is always in the positive direction for whatever axis you're using. So now we're going to basically paste that same command in and do for Y. And our first move should be forward, because that would move the relative position of the nozzle in the positive direction on the bed. Now that was back, which means Y, I think, is reverse. We're going to do it again here in a second.
Yeah, mine's back.
But I think the direction needs to be inverted for Y. We're going to do that again and watch it. So the first move was that way, which would move the nozzle in the negative Y direction.
I didn't think it had anything to do with the direction of that, Steve. I thought it was just the motor should be turning.
The very first move, the effective move that you can see, should be in the positive direction for that axis.
Okay.
So if we go into here and go to the configure now and go down to Y, we're going to direction. Invert that. Kind of bugs me with the inconsistency in the spaces on these. I'm not going to fix all of these now, but I will before it's all done.
I'm gonna turn the other cheek, but I'm glad you're gonna do it, Steve. All right.
I think you can use set kinematic position Z50 to temporarily activate the Z motor. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Well, our stepper buzz on Z is going to do that as well. So if we go back here and we buzz Y again, we should see this move in the positive direction first. Hey, Jexter. Hey, Jeff.
I'm so excited right now, Steve. It's like, it's all coming down to this.
I know, things are moving.
I know, it's so exciting.
Now we're going to do this on Z.
The Mister crushed me for a little bit, man. So I'm very happy that it was just a stupid, it's usually user error. Almost 10 out of 10 times, it's usually user error.
So Z is correct. Z's first movement was up.
Up, yep. Extruder, we want it to go, so we're just going to look at the front of it and see if it turns to the right.
Oh, we could, yeah.
It's just, the name of it is just extruder, right? You don't have the term stepper, it's just extruder, yeah.
Extruder. Here,
oh, mine's not working.
It's not working at all?
No, it's making clickety-clackety sounds. No, wait, yeah, something's off the extruder.
I'm gonna put a dot side here.
Some funky. I'm curious to see how yours goes.
Dot there, and there we go. So stepper extruder. I'm gonna move this up a bit.
Yours is working.
That's correct.
Oh, mine's not doing that.
So what is the pinout order?
On mine?
Pinout order on what does the wire colors for the stepper connector?
So if I'm looking at it from the front over, like face, no, like how you have it, yeah. So the right's farthest to the outside, it goes red, green, yellow, blue. Red, green, yeah, that's exactly how mine is. Red, green, yellow, blue. Yep.
Red, green, yellow, blue?
Yep.
Is it all plugged in well? No pins sticking out?
It looks pretty dang good to me, man. It looks... got me a little paranoid now. It looks pretty good to me. I'm curious if I didn't change something correctly in the extruder. So SHT36 GPIO 7, SHT36 GPIO 6, this exclamation point SHT GPIO 14. I commented out rotation distance. No, that was because there was two. Rotation distance is 4.637.
You're in your config right now?
Yeah.
Someone mentioned something that we did miss that we would catch, but for Y we need to change rotation steps per rotation to 400. Missed that before. I missed it.
Okay.
And Z, where is Z? Should have the same value in there, but it doesn't exist in the default config. So we need to put a value in there, full steps per rotation on Z to the same, since we're using all the same steppers.
Yeah, let me I'll put a little marker on mine too, but I feel like mine seems like it's being pretty jittery.
Yours was giving a weird...
It was, yeah, where the hell's my marker?
Save and restart.
There we go. Marker. All right. You want me to show? Want to take a look at my my marker?
Yeah, just like I'm gonna run through. That's Z. That's more than it was moving before, and that's why.
Oh, you're saying?
Yeah, because the default for that is 200, which is a 1.8 degree stepper. And since we have 0.9s on here, we needed to set those to 400 for Y and Z. Okay, you wanted to show the...
Yeah, let me just really quickly check my stepper buzz
Give
too.
you.
Yeah, it's more. You're right. Mine's moving more as well. The Z-axis. Oh, it's me. Hi. Guest side. There we go. Okay. So let's do extruder.
So
it's like clicking and going backwards.
that is weird. That is weird. Can you undo the idler? Undo the idler side of that.
The tension?
The tension, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And do it again.
Yeah.
The shroud, the fins are broken on both sides of mine. I broke one of them when I was assembling it, so I broke the other side off as well. Try that again.
on this guy?
On the shroud, yeah.
The
The little thin spot there.
Gotcha. Okay. Extruder again. Wait, is that working?
It is.
So it was just
So I think
too
it's
much
binding
tension?
up. I think it's binding up. And what is the we are running 0.9 steppers, yes. That is probably why the gantry is dropping. The Z would not be bad to swap out for a 1.8, and it might help. Probably would help. What is nice about that, huh?
Do you think it's a non-issue then? It was just a matter of too much tension set on this thing by default?
I don't think it's a non-issue because we need to look at the stepper settings, make sure the current is correct, all that kind of stuff. I think we should be looking at the settings for the extruder, but
we're basically saying it's not a me issue, like the wiring.
I think it might be a. I don't know what else might be different. Is it a different stepper motor on the 2.5? We use the 2.0 recommended configuration, but we might want to find the one for the 2.5 to see if it's different.
Curious to see if I can see the model number without removing everything. I don't know that I can.
Yeah, that might be tough.
It's a 1.8 degree pancake LDO 35 30. Oh, that's tough, man. 1004 AH.
Yeah, it sounds like the same one.
Y. Okay. And I've got I'm just gonna check one more time here for my extruder TMC 2209. Run current 0.85. Do you think I wonder if it has anything to do with the TMC 2209 stuff that they added for it. I've never used that stuff before, like the TBL, HEND.
You can comment all that out and see if it changes.
Okay. Also, stealth chop threshold 0. Is that what we wanted to be on?
It turns it off. You can
I thought it was supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be 99999 for turning it off.
If we look at, let's go configuration reference.
Hey, Grant's here.
3D Musketeers raiding in. Howdy, folks. How is everyone? Just in time. You got 15 minutes to go until we're giving away some filament. Be sure to check the pin post and the description. Stepper. Oops. I want configuration reference and stepper. So if we look at this,
yeah, default 0 disables it.
Yeah.
Okay. Save and restart.
Oh, it would be under the TMC setting. That's right. I don't know where that is. Anyway. Oh, who else do we have here?
Dude, it seems like it's working better.
You commented those out?
Yeah, commented them
Okay.
out, and I'm not having any stalling now.
Okay. I'll leave mine for now, but I'll note
Okay.
what's up with that.
Okay.
Okay. We need X and Y to home.
Yeah, we do.
So we will be, this is another one that I go here. If we go to the TMC drivers section of the Clipper docs, there is a sensorless homing section. What else do we have here? Hey, EA. Kegel. And how not to be taggable from the...
Tuning motor current.
So, tuning. So we are, there's a command in here that's really handy.
Prerequisite
for set TMC field. This here. This value right here. If we copy that.
Can you paste that somewhere?
Yep.
I'm on that
I'll give it
page,
to
but
you.
it's just scrolling up and down the pages. Cool, got it. Thank you. So that's the highest sensitivity.
For a 2209, that I think is yeah, the highest sensitivity. In the in our config here for X, it's set to 80.
For speed?
Right now, the sensitivity is set to 80.
Oh.
So if we just simply now go here and home X, let's see what happens. Okay.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah, not bad. But we can go in, then we can go in here and we're gonna paste that. And I know it's chat is in the way.
It really wasn't bad.
80 was the value. We can make it, it clunked a little bit, so we can try like 90. I know you couldn't really see that because chat's in the way, but I basically pasted this command in. Oops.
90 seems good. It's a little less clunk.
Oscar.
Yes,
He
Dad.
decides, hey, I need your attention, so I'm gonna grab little strings of your shirt and rip it apart. This is the command I'm putting in. Oh, thanks, Poity. I'll pass that on to Daniel here. So I've set that to 90. So we should be able to disable steppers, move this back out, and now home X.
Oh, rotation distance does change. He's saying for 2.5.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, what he said. Found the LDO doc for 2.5. Rotation distance and steps change. That is it.
What is it? What is the rotation distance?
Do you have it, Putty? Or did you? I don't know if you messaged me either or put it.
Buddy, if he would let me trim his claws, it would be so much nicer. I'm gonna sit off to the side. He's probably saying, hey, it's treat time.
Oh, is that it? You posted it right now? No, yeah, that's the value you found. So 690 steps per millimeter. 4.637 was what we have, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Rotation distance is 4.637.
So it should be right.
Not quite a 50% like ratio. We need to get there. We need to get to a 50% like ratio.
Steps. Yeah, it looks right then, Putty. That is what I have.
I want to. I didn't look. We didn't look at what is the current we're running these at.
The X and Y, or like basically all the other. Yeah.
We're running them at 0.8.
0.8.
What are these? These are 2
They can go higher. They can go a little higher. I go to 1.
For sensorless, we can bump it down, but we can see if they're happy at.
You do 1?
2.
Okay.
X, Y.
And Z or no?
No, I'll leave Z a little lower.
Oh.
Leave Z. Save and restart. Let's see what happens with homing X. We've got moving printers though.
That is not sensitive enough anymore.
Nope. Oscar decided to start noping out, but he...
Yeah. So that's at 90, right? So I'm gonna try like 110.
Well, if you
maybe.
restarted, that was at 80. So...
No, I'm sorry. I changed my value in config.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then we
Trying
disable steppers, move this out. Paprika, thanks for the gifted memberships.
Yeah.
We will give away the rest of mine for the month after the filament giveaway. There we go. 120 was
130?
closer.
Okay,
I
130
set it to
seems good to me.
We can try 130.
I'll meet you in the middle at 125. We'll split the difference.
$130 is still a bit of a bump.
Mine didn't have the bump like yours just did.
Yours didn't?
I mean, it could be slightly different still, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, no, my 130 seems right on. Unless your speed's different. Is your speed different than mine? Your homing speed?
Shouldn't be, but 140 was great for mine.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do 130 on mine. Homing speed is set to 40 on mine.
Yeah, that's what mine is.
Oh.
Let's home Y and see what it does.
I'm bumping up my Y before I home it.
Probably
yeah,
gonna
I'm
grind.
bumping it up.
So. Y. I'm gonna set it to the same 140 and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I did for 130.
That was pretty good.
I might do 140 on Y.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
We got X and Y homing.
No, 130 seems fine on my man. I'll rock 130. If I run issues, I'll it's just a simple value change, but it seems like that's doing okay.
I'm on 140 for both.
Yeah.
So now that we have those values, we can go in here and stepper X 140. Get rid of the typo. Stepper Y 140. Okay. So what that means is that next stream we're going to dive into configuring Eddy and G.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get anywhere near on that right now. What we should do right now, since we have another 6 minutes, is there are some very beginning stages of the Eddy and G stuff, just verifying that we can communicate with the probe and stuff like that. Let's do that. So
is that in their docs?
Yeah. So if we go to, here is our Eddy and G, I think the first is initial calibration. So this is, hey, C Senor.
Requirements, installation, calibration, and homing.
Homing calibration. So after flashing and configuring everything, make sure that we can communicate with the sensor.
Yep,
that's the
good call.
First option there, and we should be able to do this in here. And
I got an error.
Hold on, let me do something here. Dashboard, and move the console down here, so at least I can bring it into the screen.
Curious if you get the error. I got an I2C error. Yeah, same as me.
I2C read response. I think I know why. Let's go here and not main cell config. I don't know why I went there. Printer config, and then the probe. There's why. This should.
What did we do wrong?
I2C bus. Well, never mind. How should this be defined? The MCU is defining it. How should that be defined? Let's look. SHT 32 ITC start read once the underlying
You know what?
was corrected.
I bet you we need to add. I bet you we need to add other things. If we go to the reference config for if we go
Fly?
to the SHT for the fly, exactly. We did take the MCU and bus values, but what we didn't copy over was like the sensor address and the I2C address. I think tells me we probably need those things.
Let's see. Where was that?
Go back one page. Like
It's not here?
Go back. No, it's not there. Just go back to like the main directory for the V3.
Is this what we want? The Eddie reference configuration?
Yeah, exactly. I think we need to copy over the I2C address and the sensor type. Uh-oh. Hold on. My AirPod just died.
Okay. And maybe the ITC speed.
One sec. I might need to re-go through the whole Bluetooth thing.
Hey, Phil.
Bluetooth. Connect. Can you hear me, Steve?
I can.
Okay. What's your thought on that? On adding the sensor type?
I'm down. I'm down for that.
Okay.
See what
It makes
happens.
sense to me. I have no idea whether that's what we need to do, but it makes sense.
Oh, so why does this say mellow fly? Where does that come from? I feel like that's an Eddie NG thing.
It is.
So I don't think we want to put the sensor type from the other. So let's just add the sensor address and see what happens.
Okay. The I2C address?
The ITC address.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, save and restart.
Looks like it worked. Or we don't know if it worked, actually. We haven't called on it yet. Once we do the command,
Right.
Eddie NG, we'll know if it
Back to
scoops the bed.
here and run this. Oh, there we are. Good call.
It worked? Hell yeah.
We get a value. Awesome.
Last call. Yes! Yes! Dude, you put a Dan and a Steve together, we can
Yeah,
conquer.
very
We
awesome.
can, we'll machete our way through any wilderness. All right.
Okay, so if you see something like last coil value, and does that say not calibrated? Not calibrated. Okay, that's all fine. Oops. Quick question, typical NPN inductive probe from Omron or BTT Eddie, what is recommended? If you're choosing between those two, I would probably try the Eddie. It's going to be a little more complicated to set up though. So be aware, if you're up for going through some setup documentation on that, you're going to have, I got 1 minute though. I got 1 minute till filament giveaway. But thank you for the reminder because I would have blown past it.
That's weird. When I G28 X and Y, I get an error. Why would that be?
Well, that's based on how your configuration is set up. I just do the X and Y homing in the.
Gotcha. In main cell.
Yeah.
Okay. Feature bed at 50 to
I
60
think
C.
so. We have giveaway, so it is
Yeah, we should
giveaway
probably call it
time.
here. We should probably
We
call it here, man.
confirmed. We fixed a problem with reading from the probe.
Yep.
We are now set up for going through the rest of the calibration and setup process of Eddie NG. Next stream, we'll go through all that. We'll get this thing homing, and we're gonna print.
Yeah, next stream should be last stream, dude.
Next
I don't see
stream.
how it couldn't be.
We gotta be. We gotta be. So we need to PID tune, and we need to hot tighten our nozzles.
Yep.
Because we didn't do that before.
That's a good call.
But we will be finishing the setup of the other things, making sure it homes in all axes, does a mesh, because we are going to need a mesh because we are hard mounting the bed and it's not necessarily perfectly tram to the other axis. So we are very close.
We're so close.
It is Polymaker filament giveaway time. Let me bring up wheel of names. Delete last week's stuff and bring up the, there we are. Okay. Did I miss any questions coming through? Okay, so the form is in the pin post and the description. We have barely hit 50% like ratio. With 300 people here, we have
Hit the
156
like
likes.
button. Hit it. Let's get to 175. Steve, don't you spin that wheel. Hit the like button.
we got a bit of time before I'm closing this. We've got 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds can seem like an eternity sometimes.
That's amen.
Let me see here. Responses and published. And so I closed the entry when we have not had a new entry in 3 seconds. So 3. So anybody trying to get in the last second, get them in now. 2. Here we go. 3. 2. Is it better to use EddieNG instead of the official repo? EddieNG allows us to do the thing that EddieNG does for us is allows us to do the contact or tap probing to get our Z offset. Otherwise, we're relying on the inductive sense solely, which is significantly impacted by temperature and the like. So an actual tap, and it's actually measuring the very tiny difference in that inductive field when it taps, but it does get a physical offset at that point. Through all that explanation, we had a new one, so I get to start over. 3, 2, hey Thomas, 1.
Look at the
You
likes,
don't end
Steve.
up with gouge
They went
plate
up.
because that's been a theme with NG. You got to be careful when you're doing this setup. You do all this stuff above the build plate before you do it on the build plate. We haven't had a new one in all of that, so we're gonna go half, quarter. Ginger Cat doing, oh, he is. There we go. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay.
Well, we got the likes up, Steve.
We did?
I'm proud of
What are we
everyone.
at?
They rallied together.
Got it 175?
190.
176. Oh, 190. There it
190.
is. It just
Yeah.
refreshed. Just refreshed. Okay, where was that? Why didn't this open? There it is. Eclipse, you got the first one in. Who got the last one? Who was 257? Andy G was the last person. What's our range?
You gotta
here?
beg questionable choices. Gotta beg sometimes. when things aren't happening on their own, you gotta beg sometimes.
Did I miss treat time? No, we can do treats here in a minute. The cats deserve treats. They want treats. We'll do treats real quick after this. What's our range here?
Oh, okay. Our range today is between
Okay, let's do
18
this.
18 and 33.
18 and 33.
Yep.
Do some treats here. There we go. Let me get that little. What about you? You want some treats? Oscar's looking. That pile's bigger than mine now. Oh, I'm not actually pointing at that. There we are. Treats time. Okay. What was it? 18 and 33?
Yep, that's the range.
Let's see. Brian Birmingham, you said 25. Let's do 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And spin. Who do we got? Who do we got? KD Yorn. KD Yorn, congratulations. If you are here, you have won a spool or a Polymaker filament giveaway. Whether that be a spool or a coupon to the US or Canada Polymaker stores. KD Yorn, you have 2 minutes to say something in chat.
Delilah is snoring inside here in the studio. It's a real like not an aggressive snore. It's peaceful. It makes me want to go take a nap. It's like I want to be like that.
KD. Hey, there you are. Congrats. Congrats. Let's get this in there.
Congratulations, Katie.
Let's see. Katie Bjorn. You are awesome. So let's copy that into that. And email sent. Congrats. Awesome.
I feel bad. It just makes me think of Bill waiting for 48 hours for me to do that.
Perfect. Okay. Go back here. There we are.
It's gonna be a little interesting though, because it's a little blurry. I'm curious to see how the playback is for the thumbnail.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut down the printer.
Yep.
So I can unplug it. Oh, you just unplugged it.
I am very surprised.
You make me twitch.
What?
You just unplugged it.
No, I shut it down while you were doing the
Did you?
giveaway
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, man. Come on, we're not animals here.
I don't know.
I am pleasantly surprised with how everything so far, and I'm jinxing it, I'm gonna knock on wood, but like seems to be working decently, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I am pleased with how today went. We got
Yeah, me too.
there was a lot of configuration.
There was a lot of configuration.
That was a lot to go through. I didn't really expect us to be printing today.
No, but I didn't think we'd be as far along as we were actually. Like with everything, I thought we'd hit some more issues. Wait, there, wait.
There we go. A little shorter. Your head's tilted.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. We can't do it yet. I screwed it up.
My neck.
There we go.
Neck.
Okay.
All right. Here you go. There, wrong way.
There.
Uh,
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, man.
I can come in a little bit. We got something in there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, good, man.
This is, yeah.
It's heavy, man.
Super.
It is heavy.
It is. I meant to bring a scale in. I'll bring a scale in for Wednesday. I want to know how much this thing weighs.
Oh, the idea of this falling on my big toe makes me cry. You wouldn't have a big toe. Looks so good, dude. The armor looks incredible.
Oh, we got one mechanical thing to finish and didn't zip tie the tool head.
Oh, I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't either because we thought we were gonna use the USB-C.
Yeah, we thought we would need to.
It was by design. Like we didn't not zip tie it because we forgot. We intentionally thought we were gonna have to pull the board a couple times.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Steve needed his reading glasses on. Oh yeah, then we both have glasses.
Oh.
That's okay. Zip tie.
Zip ties.
Oops.
Now it is 100%. 100% built.
Why does this look like? What did I do here? What did I do here? I did this like this? No, like this?
Spool holder needs some rollers for smoother feed? No, it doesn't. This works really well. This is PTFE tube.
Oh yeah, no,
this is PTFE tube here. It's a low friction surface. You don't actually want too low friction on.
I've had spools unravel before, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's definitely a balancing act between like some resistance but not too much resistance.
I mean, is that?
Yeah, that looks
That's pretty good. Works pretty well. Okay, so we will hopefully be concluding this build on the Modbot Army channel on Wednesday. Same bat time?
Yeah, this Wednesday. Oh, yeah, this Wednesday I'm the one that's gonna be swimming with Jack as Aaron works, but hold on. Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll have my 3 hours for sure. So, yep, we'll be good.
Yeah. So, noon your time, 11 o'clock my time.
11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yep.
And for my channel, we will hopefully be starting a new build next Sunday. I will probably be rebuilding my Prusa Mini because I have everything ready for that. And that frees me up some time to do some prep work for Rocky Mountain. So the thing about that, rebuilding the Prusa Mini, will be redoing it all in PCCF parts, and we'll be installing this 3DC hot end, the Swiss 3DC hot end on it, which I have, which will be interesting. So hopefully part of that will be some flow tests, some pre-rebuild tests and some post rebuild tests for flow and stuff. So I think that'll be fun. Should remind Prusa that the Mini exists. Maybe it'll help highlight that. Now, what was his name? David, Prusa guy, just did a rebuild of his Prusa Minis using all the Prusament PCCF. And mine is the Prusament PCCF, but also the Ambrosia blue PCCF. So it'll be fun. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody who stuck around and watched.
I am excited for Wednesday, dude. We're gonna make TicTac dance.
For those that are really sticking around, there's 5 gifted memberships at the very end of the stream. Yeah. With that, thanks Polymaker, thanks PCBWay, Phaetus, LDO, and Mellow. So hope everybody has a good rest of your day and enjoy the build. Bye.